おい、ゴンジどん、お前、親戚におめでたがあるから今日一日お暇いただきますって言ったのはいいがな、こんなにおめえ遅く帰ってくるとは思わなかったよ。おめえが一人いねえってと困らな、他の若い衆が急に忙しくなっちまって。どうも申し訳ございませんでした。早く帰ろうと思ったんですがね、この雨でござしたんでね、どうも手間取っちまいまして、申し訳ございませんでした。自分の部屋に戻ってきたゴンジが、嫌な摂取をしたい。思い出しただけで寒気がするが、気のせいかな、それともはばかり行きたくなったのかな。よし、立ち上がりますというとそのまんまはばかり。こういったような女郎屋の便所ですから、あんまりにやかなところにはないんで、廊下の外れ薄暗いところをひょいっと曲がった場所だ。商売が商売ですから3つこう並んでいる。その真ん中の一つ、取って手かけて開けようとした途端に中からこら、どうもすいません、失礼しました。
Hey, what's up, Quesadilla?
それじゃあってんで一番手前の戸に手をかけた途端にこらどうもすいません。おいらんかご親族でござんすか。どうも申し訳ございません、失礼いたしました。とって一番外れの接近に手かけた途端に中からまた
Alright guys, well, I'm a dumbass and I just cut myself pretty bad. We're good though. Just a minor cut on my face. So I'm just gonna keep some tissues in case I need to clean that up. Pretty stupid, but you know, I'm not exactly known for being an intelligent streamer. You know how it goes. I love that we're at 10,000 bitrate though. That's sick. Okay. Yeah, you can see it. Ugh. It's not that bad. I might survive, guys. I might survive the perils of this. Anyways, yeah, so the stream got rudely interrupted last night. Oh, I just cut myself shaving because I always shave before I go live. Very dumb. Very stupid, but it is what it is. You know. Hey, there's finally a different mic, Quesadilla. We're on the Audio-Technica BP40 now, and it sounds really, really good. Very clear, very present sounding. Although, you can still push it a little too far. See, if you get right up on it, you can push it a little too far. But, to my ear, it does sound very, very good. Finally got a foam cover. Yeah, the foam cover is really nice. It just kind of smooths off a lot of the harshness that most mics can have, you know? Oh, fuck, man. Okay. Truth be told, I should probably get a foam cover for this one. The only reason why I haven't is, to be honest with you, because A, I think it looks better without one, and B, there's already some foam inside of here. Watch, I'll show you. Sorry about that. Ooh, that was a little scary. There's foam inside this. Now you get all the air. How am I going to show this, dude? Yeah. Anyways, that's why this is important, because with this over it, you don't get any of that. If you get right up on it, it's clearly way too sensitive. Yeah, so I don't recommend anybody does that, ever. Simply do not do what I just did, and you'll be good. Okay? Damn. Alright, see, it seems like I'm mostly good now. Anyway, we got rudely interrupted last night for two reasons. The Twitch server I was connected to was a piece of shit. It was the Ashburn, Virginia server, which is known to be a little bit spotty, plus Ashburn had a little bit of weather last night, so I guess that's probably what happened. And B, sorry guys, I know this is not what you want to see, is me dabbing at a fucking cut on my face, but it is what it is, alright? I said I'm going live tonight, come hell or high water. And I'm doing it. Anyways, the other thing is I don't think my PC can handle 1440p streaming just yet, so it's going to need a little bit more, you know, probably another upgrade, if not two, before it's ready for that type of horsepower, so we're just not going to bother doing that. But we are at a much higher bitrate than Twitch typically allows, and we're streaming at 1080p, so regardless, it is still going to look a lot better. And I just realized one of my lights was off. I was wondering why shit looked so weird. Shit. Yeah, I was wondering why shit looked so weird. That was why. Anyways. Well, I'm not in the business of wasting anybody's time, so I say we just get right into it. We're going to restart from the beginning because, again, we got rudely interrupted last night, so we weren't able to make much progress. I need to check something really quick. I just need to make sure I'm centered in this frame because this is going to be my camera for the game. Could probably go... I mean, that looks pretty centered to me. That should be all right. Yeah, maybe I like that. That's all right. All right, let's do it. Let me launch the game right TF now. Kill the music. Shut that fucker off. Shut that shit down now. Okay. 6 new friend requests. Dude, a lot of my friends have gotten hacked recently. I've been getting some friend requests from some weird ass people and accounts I don't even recognize here lately. Like, chill out, dude. Oh, shit. Fuck, man. I seriously just reopened that again. Now, I am, of course, going to have to set this to 120 FPS because RE7 loves to fuck up and reset itself every single time you relaunch it. So right now it's running at like 400 FPS. Yeah, there we go. There we go. So that'll make a massive difference. Oh, I bet this is another problem I'm having is that my display is set to 180 Hertz. I might do better at 144. Yes, the cut came from Batman after I beat him up. You know, that was his last resort, was to try to injure me that way, and he failed. Yes, exactly. Alright, enough interruptions. Without any further ado, we're getting this shit done.
Hey, baby. I just wanted to send a quick hello, and I love you. Oh, good news.
Her extra teeth have an ass.
I cannot wait to be done with this babysitting job and come home to my loving husband.
That's so quiet.
I miss you. Oh, I gotta get back to work. I love you, Ethan. I miss you so much. I'm sending tons of kisses. Bye, baby.
As the title says, I am a stan for this game. I fucking love it, and I don't care who knows it. I will tell the whole world that I love this game, and I don't care who knows. I'll shout it from the fucking rooftops, man.
You were right. I did lie to you. I shouldn't have. All I can say is that if you get this, stay away.
How have you been, by the way, Dr. Red? It's really nice to see your name in the chat, I gotta say.
It's Ethan.
Oh, hey. You alright?
Things are just not, simply not correct unless you're in the chat.
I'm good. I'm good. It's Mia. She's not dead. She's alive. She's back.
They found her? How? What happened?
I don't know. Look, I don't know how, but she's back. She's back somehow. Maybe it's a prank, but she wants me to come and get her.
Where is she?
Dulvey, Louisiana.
Dude, it's been 3 years.
I know, but what if it is her? I have to find out what happened.
Now, I pointed this out last night, but check out what happens when he looks down. When he looks down, the forest loads. Watch this. See how blurry and shitty it is? This is VR optimization here, by the way. Check this out. Forest is blurry. He looks down, it loads, and now it's going to be sharp once he looks up. There it is. Yeah, Louisiana. Yeah, it's the house on Louisiana Hill, by the way. You already know.
This is the place.
So, what I think I messed up last night that caused all the tech issues to start is I tabbed out of the game one too many times. So we're just going to test not tabbing out like all night. I'm not going to tab out at all. We're playing at 1080p, which I've streamed this game at many a time. Okay, I'm done dabbing it. I think I'm good now. It's starting to clot up a little bit, you know? I love the shadows even, too. One of the first things that really impressed me about this engine, knowing that it was a totally new engine, was the shadows. Hey, welcome back, Ryrock. Sorry about last night, guys, by the way. Trust me, I know. It was kind of shitty ending abruptly like that, and believe me when I say I hate doing that. I really do. I fucking hate ending streams early like that. Okay. Always hate having to do that, no matter the circumstances. But it is what it is. We actually ended up getting some pretty bad storms last night. We had some thunder booming. We had some thunder clapping those cheeks, if you know what I'm saying. Very mature streamer, by the way. And then today, we also had some pretty crazy weather. Like, out of nowhere, we just got insane rain and wind and everything else. I really like the Link's Awakening. Or, not Link's Awakening. Zelda 2 Link's Adventure is one of my favorite AVGN episodes. With a fucking cameo by the Glitch Gremlin. Yeah, you know what's crazy about the Resident Evil Survivor one, though, Ryrog, is that wasn't even written by him. He actually went on record saying he had never played that game before the episode came out. That was written by Screenwave employees. A lot of he actually did a chronologically confused about Kingdom Hearts video, too, that wasn't written by him at all. That was also written by Screenwave employees. Okay, well, now I think the game's a little bit too loud. What the fuck, man? Can I figure out a level, please? Listen, I'll turn it up here. You can hear these buzzsaws clinking. You hear that? Such amazing detail, man. This is a very Texas Chainsaw Massacre-esque, like, corpse art with the animals here, too. I'm gonna screenshot this. Was Kusage? It was shit? Shitty? How dare you call it shitty? Yeah, I know a little bit of Japanese. You think I don't? I watch enough anime. I'm just kidding. It ain't that serious, I promise. We have been watching a lot of Dragon Ball Z here lately, though, so I'm starting to learn some Japanese words. Like Tsukinishiro, which is suit yourself, or have it your way. And Onaji Kokuda, which is the result will be the same. Learning, dude. We're learning out here. Yeah, Street Fighter 1 is shitty as well. Dude, Street Fighter 1 is the most jank game you'll ever play in your fucking life. Just getting one special move out is like an entire game in and of itself. And I wish that was a joke. But it ain't. It's really that bad. Now look at this RE engine. We have a 4,000 bonus bitrate tonight. So we're still streaming even though we're not in 1440p. It is still significantly higher quality than I would typically stream in. Look at the light coming through the window here. Just imagine, you can literally just imagine the smell of this fucking kitchen, man. The detail in this game is still incredibly impressive on the PC version. And honestly, the PS4 version still looks phenomenal too. I don't care what anybody says. Look at meat. Clearly meant to be a rip on a spam can. You know what my favorite series of his used to be, Ryrog, is You Know What's Bullshit? I laughed so fucking hard the first time I saw the printer episode of You Know What's Bullshit. I tell it to send a test print. It keeps printing out this bullshit. And it was like a test page. What a waste of ink. No, what a waste of paper. Or better yet, what a waste of ink. The thing that's in such jeopardy. Stop doing it. I don't want this. I shut the fucker off and I try it again. Oh, and then the paper jams. Cut me a break. That's bullshit. That's where James comes to modernity for a second. Yeah. I also really like the hotel TVs. So, is there some factory that specifically manufactures these hotel TVs? There must be. Every TV I've ever seen in my life at least had the RCA connectors on the back. Oh, and guess what? They got you by the balls because they offer movies, TV shows, and video games, but you gotta pay. So fuck it. Break out the deck of cards because that's bullshit.
Boo. Where did you find this guy? Give me a break, Pete. Hey.
Oh yeah, and mine and Bridget's personal favorite episode, the microwave episode. Why does it have to beep? Obviously, I'm just standing there. It's not as if I'm going to say, oh yeah, 90 seconds ago, I forgot. I put food in the microwave. Maybe that'll come in handy when I'm 90 years old and I can't even remember if I took a shit that day.
Surprised if we have to make a change. New plan. We do a walkthrough of the inside first, then we shoot the intro.
Good old Clancy. I'm doing this just to get the first coin, by the way.
No problem.
Quesadilla, are you a AVGN/Cinemassacre enjoyer? It's really sad to me to look at the state of the channel today, but I'm not going to lie, I do have so many great memories associated with just watching his videos over the summer as a kid. I really loved Monster Madness, and I'm sad that it turned into like a sponsorship fucking segment on his channel. I used to absolutely love marathoning all of his years of Monster Madness. That's absolutely true, Ryrog. AVGN has fallen nowhere near as hard as Nostalgia Critic. Nostalgia Critic is just a joke nowadays, dude. Complete fucking joke. Both of them are doomed to wear their, like, costumes until they're in their 50s and 60s, though. That's the real sad part. Like, they're both approaching middle age and they're still wearing the fucking costume. I love scary games. To me, there's no better genre, especially for single player. Love everything about them.
Abandoned farmhouse, missing family, foul play suspected. The usual.
You know what the first game I ever played that genuinely scared me was, and I wish this was a joke, was Majora's Mask. Not just because Ryrog mentioned it earlier, but Majora's Mask genuinely scared me as a kid.
Hillbilly Joe and his family go missing.
And I guarantee I'm not the only person to say that.
And Marguerite Baker. And they were quiet, not backward. A lot of bad rumors about their son, Lucas. Bad seed, apparently. Ah, shit.
There's an invisible wall here until Andre goes to the right. Whenever he says Andre the second time, then this invisible wall clears out of your way.
Although, this would make a great backdrop. Andre,
I really hope I didn't just pull that cut open again.
Andre?
There we go.
Andre! Andre!
Clancy, you see where Andre went?
You see where Andre went?
I was talking about the beginning hour teaser. If you guys weren't around, if you guys weren't around when this game was like in its marketing phase, you missed out big time.
They come and go, but a good cameraman like you, Clancy, you stick with me.
They absolutely knocked the marketing for this game out of the park. They had this teaser called Beginning Hour, and there were actually multiple endings and a lot of items that were kind of like red herrings. You could pick them up, but you couldn't do anything with them. So a lot of streamers were like, oh, what do you do? Like there was people on Reddit like trying to solve the mystery of the dummy finger. Because they let you go in the bathroom on the other side of this door and you can pick up the dummy finger, but you can't do anything with it. You know? So a lot of people were just theorizing about what might or might not be in the game and just a bunch of cool shit.
Where the fuck is he?
And the other cool thing is they actually updated the teaser as they got closer to release to add more things. There were like ghost sightings in the teaser.
Andre, where are you, man?
There were multiple endings. There was one like true ending. Oh, actually, yes. Quesadilla, yes. Actually, he was. And especially the death scream where it's just like, you are dead. You and your friends are dead. Like, holy shit. Kids were playing that, man.
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
Like, my God, have some sympathy for the children. Won't somebody think of the children? Is that lady from The Simpsons, Helen or whatever, that always says that?
What do you see?
Reverend Lovejoy's wife. I can't tell AVGN got much older except by his receding hairline. Well, somebody said this, but it's very true. He lives a very stress-free life. I mean, outside of being a dad, which I'm sure being a dad is very stressful, he, for the most part, has gotten to like sit on his computer and work very casually at his own pace. So he hasn't exactly had like a stressful life. So he's not aging. He's aging pretty gracefully considering he's like, you know, 40. Oh my God, AVGN is 45 this year. That's crazy. I know I keep calling him AVGN, but James Rolfe, we know who he is. He's 45 this year, man. That's crazy. Okay. Now, the reason why I do that is because getting this coin makes life easier for us later on in the beginning segment. So that's the reason why I'm doing it. If we don't do it, then we have to scavenge for another coin, and it's actually pretty fucking annoying to do, so I do not recommend. Yeah, well, I've talked about that a lot, Dr. Red. Like, Friday the 13th is just mired in so much legal bullshit. Like, the character Jason is just trapped in this endless loop of legal battles. Yeah. Because basically there's an untenable situation going on, meaning there's no real solution for it. So Sean Cunningham is the director of Friday the 13th. So he believes that he should be the rights holder to the character Jason. But then there's a set production designer who worked on the actual bust, like the model of the character Jason as he appears in the first movie, who believes he deserves the right because he's the person who like made the first physical thing that represented Jason on the screen. So these two guys have been going at it for like decades over who owns the rights to Jason Voorhees, the character. And every property, every movie, every game that's been tied up in this has been involved in the lawsuit in one way or another. That's the reason why they shut down the Friday the 13th game. Because they didn't want they just didn't want to be involved in that anymore, and they wanted to move on to another game. I think that was actually the company that ended up making the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game, funny enough. So they moved from one horror franchise to another. Bunch of rich old dude beef that ruined it for us all, basically. Yeah, true. So a lot of people think this is where Ethan gets infected, by the way. When he goes underwater with Andre's body this close. It sounds like the water got in his mouth, so yeah. I would say that probably is where he got infected. Hey, what's up, Kendo? Yeah, we're all good tonight, man. We're all good. So what I did was I'm streaming at 1080p, but I'm still using Twitch's enhanced broadcasting feature that the beta allows me to use. So we're at 1080p, but we're at 10,000 bitrate instead of 6,000. So we're still streaming a full 4,000 bitrate higher than I normally would. So we're good. Tonight, we are good to go. This quality should still be pretty mint, as they say. Wait, did I read that? Yes. Wait, is it 2 files? 1, 2? I swear it was, dude. Okay, well. Either that or force feeding, but he likely had to have some infection for him to be revived. I doubt shoving that infected meat down his gullet brought him back to life. Yeah, just sped up the process.
I found you. It's me. It's Ethan.
Ethan? Ethan?
Are you alright?
You shouldn't be here.
What do you mean?
That sentence sounded really wrong, Dr. Red.
No, I wouldn't.
But you're not wrong. That's literally what they did.
Did I? Did anyone see you? Did he see you?
Who else is here?
I gotta sit up a little bit.
Daddy's coming. We need to go.
Daddy?
We need to go now.
Yeah, you call another man daddy in my presence. After 3 years, I track you down and you call another man daddy. What in the fuck?
Taking me.
What is going
You
on?
wanna tell me what's going on? Baby, you've been gone 3 years.
3 years? Has it really?
Also wonder how he didn't just turn into a mold fellow and just became a superhuman instead. Yeah, I think it depends on the person. Like, you can see they tested it on a ton of different people trying to, quote, add them to the family. You know, Clancy didn't work. Mia did. because she was part of that program with Evelyn. And maybe that's why Ethan does.
What is this place? What'd they do to you?
Not now. We need to get out of here first. I think it's this way.
Yeah, people were freaking out when that molded got revealed in the basement or whatever, and you couldn't really kill it. I don't think you could kill it, at least. But I will tell you, launch week, dead serious, launch week of Resident Evil 7 on Twitch was like one of my favorite eras ever. It was so fun to just jump from everybody's stream. And it was people that had no interest in horror that were playing Resident Evil and talking about horror games and getting into horror games. It was so cool, man.
It wasn't me.
But you did.
I didn't.
Okay, fine. Just tell me what's going on.
I'm telling you everything that I know. We have to go this way.
Yeah, look at all these different shoes they have from all the people they've kidnapped. A bunch of different types of shoes. Yeah, and the VR era as well. Like, a bunch of people were playing it on PlayStation VR when PlayStation VR was, like, super, super new. That was also a really interesting part of the story there. But the main thing was just seeing a bunch of streamers that had no interest in horror giving it a shot and seeing what they thought. Because I liked the game initially. I didn't love it, but I liked it. And I was like, I like that it's something new and interesting with Resident Evil.
It's there.
And then a couple years afterward, I got really, really into the game. Like, I badly wanted to speedrun this. And I kind of regret that I didn't. And I could still do it someday because I know enough about it.
I remember this.
But the times are just so fucking optimized, man.
Door here. I'm sure of it.
It would be really tough.
It's not here. It's gone. It's gone. We're gonna be a family now that you're here. There's another door here. I'm sure of it.
This game has the outlook of some PT or TCM ripoff, but you play it and it's really just another Resident Evil game. Yeah, and here's the thing. Why was that so loud? Holy shit, that scared me. It was so loud. There are actually people out there who tried to Okay, I'm not saying that I go into people's streams and I argue about these things, because I really don't. But I was watching a horror streamer speedrun this game, and I just kind of brought up in their chat, I'm like, yeah, this game was clearly heavily inspired by PT. And they kind of like shut me down and they were like, oh, absolutely not. There's like zero similarity at all to PT, dude. What are you talking about? Like, are you blind? Bro, the perspective, the FOV, the flashlight, the narrow hallways, like, are you blind? The initial hallway where Jack chases you, it looks just like the PT hallway. The fuck are you on about, man? It clearly is inspired by PT. The photo of the bakers above the fireplace. Creepy doll spinning profusely and not so 2K. You really just want to run into her here. On Madhouse, no matter what you do, you end up 1 HP. So you might as well just run into her. Hands up. Don't bother. You're going to end up at 1 HP anyway. Got him.
I can hear her. I can feel her clawing her way back inside of me. Get out!
And watch the blood splatters on the wall here.
Leave me alone!
Nice little detail.
I've been
This last one especially.
I deserve this.
Damn. Alright, let's do this a little bit cleaner this time. Last night was a little rough. Quick turn. Touch the door. Okay. Grab both heals. Heal cancel. Heal cancel. Nice. No lag this time either. Yeah, the 1440p was just too much for my system to handle, guys. I think that part's clear. That's okay. Oh, she's definitely dead. That was good. You got to remember, like with any fandom, there are a lot of people who choose one side and hate the other. They don't want to admit Ari took inspiration from SH when it's undeniable that they did, and there's nothing wrong with that. Just like Silent Hill took from RE1, and RE1 took from Alone in the Dark, Sweet Home, etc. True. Very true. Ethan probably said, I can still fix her. No, he literally does. He doesn't. The fact that he doesn't immediately leave signals that he thinks he can fix her. For some reason.
Have come here.
Who's this? What the fuck is going on?
My name's Zoe. There should be a way out through the attic.
Attic.
Go there. Now.
I love the rain sounds, man. Always grab the axe. It is crucial for this fight. Oh, it's interesting. They don't let you drop the derelict house footage. Yeah, Ryrog, I think it all comes down to people don't really like the setting. Like, they don't like, the European setting. And the thing that really annoyed me about 8 was the massive boss battles that felt like I was playing a Dark Souls game. It didn't really feel scary to me at any point. It just felt way more like a Hollywood action type thing. The castle was a little bit scary. In fact, I would have liked it better if the whole game was just the castle, to be totally honest with you.
It's okay.
But that's just me.
It's okay, it's me.
Look at that blood, dude.
You mean to hurt me.
I'm not even saying it's a bad thing. That's just how I feel, you know?
It fucking hurts.
Here, we're going to try something. I'm going to turn the sound effect volume down by 2 notches. And we're going to do this. That way the overall sound is higher, but the really loud sound effects shouldn't be so loud in your guys' ears.
Now, let's see what you feel.
Yeah, that should be good. Those levels look pretty good. Alright. Yeah, and Village of Shadows is another critique I have of the game. Village of Shadows was basically clearly tuned to be played on New Game Plus. It is absurdly difficult, especially the Moreau fight is absurdly difficult without using New Game Plus items, and that kind of annoys me. Like, it's fun to watch somebody do it quick because it is impressive, but it's like, it's not fun. It's not a fun difficulty, it just feels like a bullshit difficulty, you know? I like fun difficulties like Madhouse, not just utterly bullshit by like adjusting HP values. You know, this one actually has things that are different about it. The routing is different. Items are placed in different areas. You know, I genuinely do like Akumu. I'm not gonna lie. Akumu is a very fun mode. It's just very hard for me and embarrassing because I'm so bad at it, but I like it. Alright, let's see if we can do this correctly this time. Oh, I fucked up.
They're relying on me. Everyone is relying on me.
Okay, that was good. Good recovery. That looks good. Looks really good. You made a ton of progress on it already, too. Bridget is crocheting a blanket for both of us. Fuck. see me ADing Mia right now, she'll never know, dude. Okay. Good. I should be able to kill her here. We've hit a lot of shots and several axe swings. Good. One shot to spare, baby. Let's go. Way better than last night. Easy. Whoa. Jesus. What's up, John? My ears, dude. My widow ears. How could you do this? Unbelievable. Oh my god. We're actually playing a video game tonight, man. Did you ever think you'd see the day again? Imagine still playing, yeah, still playing video games in 2025 on Twitch is insane. The internet is freaking out about it, by the way. They changed that, right? They did, 100%. Yes.
Don't you die on us now?
Also, Dr. Red, they changed when Jack cuts you in the face. It used to make a really loud chopping sound, and they basically muted it after the RTX update. They also changed the way his AI behaves in the intro section. Go back and watch any VOD of mine before the RTX update, and I could cheese the AI every single time. Now it's virtually impossible. Like, they fixed something about the way his AI works here.
What the hell?
I've played the Japanese version on stream before. I didn't care for the voices. Mia sounds way too old. But Jack sounds awesome.
Eat it. It's good.
Dumb some bitch wasn't no good if it hit him.
Yes.
My favorite fight in Village was Urias as Ethan.
He got to have his supper. Come here, boy.
That fight was awesome. And I used the Wolf's Bane like Magnum on him too.
Feast. My boy.
Yeah, this. That used to be a really loud cutting sound and they updated it. Get the hell out of here.
God damn it. I bet it's that cop again. Goddamn pigs. I'm coming back for you.
Oh. Me personally, probably Village of Shadows Miranda learning audio cues as if it was a Blood F FNAF game was wild. Yeah, there were some people who said that boss fight is absurd. It's like, how can just a regular guy with guns defeat Mother Miranda? But it's like, remember, he's not just a fucking regular guy with guns. Have you forgotten he's like, you know, part molded? If he were a regular guy with guns, I could see how absurd it is, but he's not. He's like a fucking superhuman, man. All right, we read this last night. I ain't going to read it again, but that's just talking about Peter, Andre, and Clancy. Yeah, and again, don't forget this is Resident Evil. Like, that's first and foremost. I don't think they care that much about it being based in reality. Okay. Yeah, Jill defeated Nemesis, but she had to use like that massive battery-powered laser. So that's a bit different. All right, give him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 steps. Just to make sure he comes in here. And then when he goes on the upswing, you're going to run right past him.
Don't worry, I'm
Now.
still here.
Oh, I fucked up. I might have just enough time here. Okay. Woohoo! We got extraordinarily lucky right there. Holy shit. Oh my god. I really didn't want to have to do the leg cutscene again like we did last night. That was good shit. Pretty clean, but it's very hard to cheese him like you used to be able to. You have to make sure to walk, because if you run, he just sees you immediately, and there's really not a whole lot you can do about that. So the Chris section was low-key just run and gun. Yeah, what I really think is funny is how old Jill and Chris are now. Like, Jill and Chris are both in their 40s, I think. Like, Jill's character just straight up doesn't age, like, ever.
You did good, Ethan.
Zoe, right? What the fuck are they?
Shut up and listen if you want to stay alive. You gotta get out of that house. There might be a way out through the main hall.
All right.
Oh, and that thing on your wrist is a codex. Don't lose it. It's important.
It's an Apple Watch. Looks like one. Death Island 50s, yeah. That's about right.
Hell of a girl.
Okay, this is where we started shitting the bed and lagging right now, last night. So clearly that's not going to happen. Cool, so we can have a problem-free playthrough of RE7. I'll show you guys a little Easter egg later, too. Very cool, I promise. Yeah. It also used to be way easier to manipulate it so that the cop appeared earlier. That I can't do so much now anyways. So basically, in order to get the cop to appear, if you're not able to do the fast version that I used to be able to do, you need to touch this door and just try anything on it. Because they kind of want you to explore around first. And then once you do that, now once I run back to the other side, he appears every time. But typically I would grab this key, try this key on the door. We know it doesn't work. The point is not to get it to work. And then you run back and then the cop shows up immediately after leaving this room. So it's way faster. But he's going to show up here anyway, so.
Hey, you! Hey!
What?
Hey, over here!
Imagine just staring at him, dude. Okay, we're not doing that again. We've already done that once.
Hey, you gotta help me. Hold on, back up.
Oh shit, can somebody update my game, by the way? I forgot I didn't update the game yet.
What? Me? No. No.
All right. Now we got several calls about some missing persons lately.
This town is full
Appreciate you, Dr. Red.
How can you sit there and eat pizza?
It's a good question, Ryrog. Somebody needs to answer it, but it ain't gonna be me.
You don't exactly seem like you playing with a full deck yourself, all right?
Are you kidding me?
Look, like I said, we've had several missing persons calls. And I can't rule out that an outsider like yourself may not be involved.
All right. I'll tell you whatever you want.
All right. Now that's more like it. Now, meet me in the garage. We'll talk there.
Hey, wait. You gotta give me your gun.
You must have lost your mind.
Look, officer.
Deputy.
Right. Deputy. Now, do you want to see my name in the obituaries? Or do you want to be a hero and save my life?
Pizza. The inventor of pizza, by the way. That's who that is.
Fucking pocket knife?
Here. Take it. That's all you're gonna get. Now go. Garage. Now.
What am I gonna do with a knife? Now,
Now, last night this went pretty smooth. Let's see if we can do that again. And then we'll pretty much be where we were. We didn't make it much further. I think we got to the basement. We didn't do the Jack Chainsaw fight though. We had to shut the stream down before that.
Hey, we gotta get the fuck out of here.
But we're still chilling.
Tell me what you're doing out here alone in the middle of the night.
Me? What about you?
No, it's my job. Won't you do your job and tell me? Answer my questions.
You're not gonna believe me if I told you.
Try me. Hey, put that door back. Put that door back. Wait!
Fuck you. I'm gonna kill every one of you.
Good. Oh, that was close. Okay. Yank me out of the car. Yeah. We need like 13 slices here. Oh, we're good. We got way more than enough. Clean. Let's go.
Oh boy! Now look what you've done, motherfucker!
Absolutely fucked. Damn, this fire looks so good, man. And we're inside of his ass. I have no words.
Do I have your attention, boy? You're about to see some wonderful. Oh, fuck!
Look at the rigor mortis that kicks in when he does that too. Attention to detail in this game is phenomenal, man. Also, how many instances of an entirely new engine getting made result in a game that looks this polished? Like, usually you can tell it's a new engine and it doesn't look so great. This was definitely the exception. This looked phenomenal right off the rip, as Wings of Redemption likes to say. This is literally the PT hallway. How is it not? Look at this. How is this not the PT hallway? Fox engine? Well, I guess you could say that, but that game was very badly unfinished, is my only critique of it. This felt like a highly polished game right when it came out. Optimization on PC was good. The console versions ran really well. You know? Like, I didn't really feel the need to call this like an unfinished game like I did. Yeah, but that's because it has Denuvo, Ryrog. That's that anti-piracy thing. They haven't removed it yet. When they removed Denuvo from Village, it runs phenomenally now. Same, that was my issue with Village for a long time. Denuvo is very infamous for fucking up games' performance. Even when your PC should be more than good enough to run it. Yeah, I can keep Village maxed out at like 180 FPS now. Oh my god, that was scary. Bro! Okay. Whew. Don't play with me. That was genuinely scary, dude. I thought I was gonna die. Watch, let's despawn him in real time. You piece of shit. Force me to use a heal, you son of a gun. Fucking Windows 98. Oh, I need that. Never mind, can't be getting rid of that. I love how he says, I'm going to get a hold of the shotgun I saw in the rec room and make them regret what they did to me. Right. And a lot of people, I'm not saying Sick Boy is guilty of this, but some people gaslit me into being like, whoa, bro, no problems for me. Your PC, it must be your PC. I'm like, I'm fucking telling you, it's not my PC, man. I had a 2070 Super with a fucking 37, and I upgraded to a 3070 with like an 8-core 16-thread processor running at 5 gigahertz. It was not my PC. At 32 gigs of RAM, like, my specs were more than good enough to run that game maxed out at 120 FPS at 1080p. But it was Denuvo. So Denuvo is an anti-piracy thing. And basically what it does is hundreds and hundreds of times while you're playing, it performs these random checks to make sure that your copy of the game is genuine. And that's why it fucks your performance, because performing all those checks as frequently as it does takes away from the frame rate, and it causes hitching and jittering. It's basically just overall detrimental to a game's performance. And that's why you don't want it. But companies are doing it because they're trying to combat piracy. Because I'm not going to lie, piracy on PC is very bad right now. Oh, that was scary, dude. Holy shit. He moved way faster than I expected. I didn't even have time to line that shot up. Whew. Yeah, PC piracy, yes. PC piracy has always universally been the worst of any of the platforms, yes. I think that's undeniable. But the problem comes in where they put these anti-piracy measures that fuck the performance even for people who do pay, you know? Like, I paid for a genuine copy of the game. Why are you punishing me with this poor performance? I find that to be utterly horseshit. That's just me. And you, my friend, will help me. I find it to be abhorrent that they do that. It's like, I paid for a genuine copy of the game and you're going to punish me anyway. There's got to be a better solution than fucking Denuvo, man. There has to be. Yeah, just wait for a Steam sale. Like, Steam sales are fucking absurd. They give you the best deals ever. I get almost every game I buy on the sales, or I just wait for a G2A sale. Good. That was so good. I fucked up. I didn't hit his head like I should have. It might run out of fuel now. Okay. What? How is he not dead? I gotta fucking reload. Well, we get an extra cinematic fight tonight. How about that? There. Yeah, he was like fucking one tick away from death. Always love doing that. Timing the kick. just for good measure. Check this out. If you pull the chainsaw out, I love this. This is one of my favorite details in the game. The engine is still making his hand shake. And of course it breaks right after you do this. This game, wasn't this one of the first games to start the whole yellow paint thing, by the way? I'm pretty sure it was. Because they have like yellow marking all kinds of important stuff in this. I know it was the first one that did it for Resident Evil, but yeah. And that was probably a VR thing, to be fair. Like a lot of this game, a lot of these elements, like the quality of life elements, were designed with VR in mind. I think that's kind of where some of the problems came from. Bro, y'all know that feeling when Shoddy asks if she can peg you. I do not know that feeling, but you know what, Ryrog? You do you. I certainly do not know that. I might get hit by this guy because I waited too long to open this door. Okay. Dude, the sound effects got really loud again. The fuck? I like to go ahead and take care of these now. Real trap shit. Trapaholic. Damn, son, where'd you find this? Legalized nuclear bombs. Yeah, I know a few of them. I probably don't want to go this way. But if it's a... Oh. Dumb fuck got trapped behind the door. What an idiot. Remember that viral video in like 2007 of the guy that played McLovin doing that in the studio? I remember. I'm pretty sure that was a College Humor video. Holy shit, that's old. Real trap shit. No, not. Is it Scorpion Key? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. This is what gets me into the broken shotgun room. Okay, and that's good. We make it look easy. That's the last one. I was like, I know there's one more that starts with we. That was it. Wait, am I? Damn, dude, this camera placement's good. I'm really not in the way of anything on the screen. And all I had to do was just make my shit smaller. I love this, by the way. Check this photo of Lucas out. You don't know him, but you get the feeling he's an asshole. Lucas, February 2013. I don't have the voice that can do that, but you know what? We can't have everything in life. I'm okay having the voice that I do, because look, I could have one of those super high-pitched nasally voices. And for me to have a voice like that and pretend that you guys would want to hear that would just be the ultimate copium as a guy. To be fair, there are some guys that have that can handle talking into a mic really, really well. I am not one of them. This, by the way, I say this every time, so I almost forget to say it sometimes. This gun looks very tempting. Do not get this gun. This gun is dog shit. This shotgun, it pales in comparison to the broken shotgun that we're about to go grab. So don't even bother. I know the pump shotgun looks cool. They have it on display down here. Don't do it. Trust me, you don't want it. Fuck me, man. I'm gonna have to go make some space. I grabbed too much. I don't think I can get rid of it. Oh, no, I have the 2 spots at the top. I should be okay. I'll grab this. So, of course, the shotgun is broken. And we're full up now. There's some shells here. Only 1. Oh, shit. I didn't put the dog head in the thing. Okay, well, let's go. Oh. Yeah, I can just use this. Now let's go use both the remaining dog heads, and then we'll come back and collect everything. Collecting collectibles. Oh, yeah. It is a Winchester. RE7 weapons are pretty unique. Yeah, I really like the broken shotgun because it's not the typical double barrel shotgun where the barrels are horizontal. They're actually vertical barrels, so it looks even cooler. I love the way you break the action to reload the slugs. It's really cool. But there is a gun, like a major, for people that are really into guns, there's a major immersion breaking aspect of it. Trust me when I say that. Which is when he breaks the action to put the new shotgun shells in, there's no shell casing inside the barrels. You normally have to break the action, pull the shells out, and then load new ones in. He doesn't pull the old ones out, they just disappear. So it's like the gun nuts out there are like, oh, they fucked it, dude. It doesn't even work correctly. Exactly. Listen to Ocelot, dude. It makes no fucking sense. Here, let's fix the shotgun. So you basically just go out here into these bushes. You will find a repair kit and solid fuel. Combine the repair kit with the broken shotgun, and there you be. Pull it out, and you now have the best gun in the game. Look at that. And arguably, the best way to use it is not even aiming in. Just do, if you right click, you get your crosshair on the screen for a few seconds. Just use that. If you zoom in, it basically narrows the shot. But if you let off right click and you just use this, you actually can do a lot more damage. So I would recommend doing that. Don't even bother aiming down the side half the time. Oh yeah, he could have done the triple shot, the Counter-Strike 3-shot burst Glock. That would have been sick. I mean, hey, a lot of the original Resident Evil games had a 3-shot Matilda, like RE2. Oh. We're gonna go back in the house in just a second.
You made it. You're the first I've ever seen make it this far.
So what is it you need me to do? Is it gonna help me get out of here?
Yes. Now listen carefully, Ethan. My family and I...
Yeah, that thing was beast.
I can't leave
Chicago typewriter was too.
And the same goes for Mia.
Is there a way to get it out?
We need the serum. It should clear whatever this stuff is out of the body. As long as you're not too far gone.
Alright, so where is it?
If I knew where one was, I'd already be long gone. But I have a feeling my mother has hidden some inside the old house somewhere.
So if we get this thing, I can help Mia and we can get out of here?
Right. And so can I. The old house is near the water. You can't miss it.
Alright.
I just hope you can handle my mother.
Your mother?
Be careful. They'll be looking for you.
I'm not gonna lie, that line when I first played this game actually freaked me out. Hey, what's up, Malum? Hey, so the compromise I came up with is we're not streaming in 1440p, but I am still in Twitch's enhanced broadcasting beta, so we are streaming at 12,000 bitrate instead of 6,000, so we're literally double the bitrate of what my normal limit is, so it is still going to look significantly better. It just doesn't look, you know, 1440p, but it's still really good. No, the be careful, they'll be looking for you line, that actually really freaked me out when I first played this game, because I thought that any of the bakers could just pop up at any point, and it keeps you on edge, you know? It's your chiseled face that we care to see. That's you're just a little sweetheart, aren't you, Malum? I'm on to you, dude. You're trying to butter me up for content. Well, it ain't gonna work. Actually, no, it did work. I'm just kidding. You little minx. Okay, let's go ahead and loot the rest of this. Just this room in here. A couple shotgun shells we still need to grab. Oh, wow. Was that a 5? That was a 5 shotgun shell drop. That's so lucky, dude. For more streams about deep discussions, for sure. Yeah. Dude, a 5 shotgun drop here. Dr. Red, you know how lucky that is. That's insane. Usually you get like 1 or 2 bullets on Madhouse at the most. Yeah, hey, Ryrog, Nightmare Fuel is my claim to fame at this point, dude. Universally loved across the board. Everybody says they love Nightmare Fuel. So we'll be doing it more often, trust me. People really seem to love that. And it works well live as well. You know, having it be live and us being able to discuss things as they happen is especially valuable in my opinion. One time, I got a 30 shotgun shell drop. Check this out, you guys. So if you go down here, after you open the door to outside, look what you can find. Aw, dang it, she's not here. I think I went out too soon. But if you do this, sometimes you'll actually find Granny down here. Well, Evelyn, but yeah. It was a 30 shotgun shell drop before the Marguerite fight, which is completely random. Like, there's no determining what does that. But yeah, I was set, dude. I didn't even have to think about ammo for the rest of the game. It was kind of crazy. I like games. Yeah, I want to introduce more of a variety. I don't want to just have my stream be me sitting and talking the whole time. I think I still very much enjoy video games a lot. And I still like talking about them. I still like playing them. So, you know, I don't want to completely abandon it, but at the same time, I understand that people enjoy the Nightmare Fuel more, and that's totally fine as well. Anyway, stressful day today. Neighbors been picking fights with us because we don't throw their kids back on their beck and call. Oh, I was like, what the hell? I meant to say throw their kids ball. Oh, like they want you to play with their child? Nah. You can miss me with that, man. I got shit to do. Like nothing. I need to sit around my house and do nothing. I don't have time to play with your child. You play with your kid, okay? Don't make me do it. Yeah, that's one of the biggest criticisms, and it is valid, Ryrog. It did need more enemy variety. I will agree with you there. Yeah, I was like, are you suplexing? What the hell are you talking about, dude? I hope you're not suplexing. Okay, so we got rid of that. I feel like I still need to make more space, but that should be alright. Yeah, I mean, outside of the bakers, there really isn't enemy variety. It's just 3 different types of, you know, nondescript fucking mold monsters. As in, their kid throws their ball into our yard and they expect us to stop what we're doing and throw it back. That's just fucking weird. They're an interesting enemy, though. I wish they went more in depth on them. Yeah, they kind of explain what they are in those documents at the end of the game, but it's like, they're just not really interesting. They're just like fucking monsters. Like, they're just nothing interesting, you know? Oh, that was good. You gotta be really careful to make sure you hit that shot. Like, at least the zombies all had a different look where you could tell they were once regular people. But these are just nondescript fucking blobs, you know?
No more bullshit, Mia. I want some answers.
I know, you're right, and I always wanted to tell you, but I can only remember a little, and the rest is just gone.
Dad, right? You mind if I borrow Mommy for a little bit? Why don't you stand there? Do something!
Ethan, help!
We should let Mag know that I'm playing this. She made a rare appearance last night specifically to watch me play this, and then we had tech issues. I should text her and let her know I'm playing this. I'm sure she'd want to know. Oh, not the spotters. Oh, by the way, did you guys see that there's like modern horror games actually have features where you can disable spiders if you have arachnophobia? I think that's pretty cool, actually. What the hell is she doing in that room? You know, some people might say, you know, you could just not play the game, and that's valid criticism as well. But, you know, if it's a horror game and that really genuinely bothers you, then sure. I agree. You know, just take the spiders out of the game, replace them with like some type of other insect, or just have them disappear. Automod held your message because you said the word cocksucker. I will permit that term temporarily. LMFAO Marguerite says cocksucker. Yeah, she's got a mouth on her, that's for sure. IDK man, play horror game to get scared, like what I expect. Yeah, I mean that's fair too. Agreed. What was I gonna do? That should be okay. Yeah, but you gotta be really careful here because... Oh. God, I love the inventory system in this game, man. You can just whip items around so easily. Problem free. The future, controller free, had arrived. Can we go beyond the controller? Can we make you the controller? We can. RE4 shenanigans where John would make me triggered and I would call him, oh no. John, if you're still here, can you confirm or deny that this took place? That seems pretty wild, my dude. I'm gonna need you to confirm that one there, John.
Fuck. Jesus, fuck.
It's insanity. I definitely did, like years ago. John did make me so mad. I was like visibly shaking on my stream one time. Dr. Red remembers. I literally ended it before I had a full-blown crash out, as they say. Whoa, I reload glitched. The animation didn't finish, but he reloaded anyway. Insanity. 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 Oh, I gotta adjust these. They're fucking clamping on my head really hard. Give it just a little bit of extra space so it's not pressing down so hard at the top. When we were all actively on SF4, shit would get so funny. It would. It would. Super Saiyajin. Hey, speaking of that, me and Bridget have actually been watching a bunch of DBZ lately, and that show still holds up really well, especially the initial Goku versus Vegeta fight. Dude, that shit is amazing. It holds up so well. When he is already pushing the limits by doing a 3x Kaioken, and he's forced to go to 4x, even though 3 was already way too much for his body to handle. And he fucking blasts that 4x Kamehameha. That shit is crazy. Alright, you can hear her just beyond the door, so we're gonna wait just a second. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Good. Once you're out here, you're safe. She won't really do shit. Oh yeah, he had Vegeta fucked up, dude. Okay. I was gonna say, holy. Oh, you piece of shit, dude. Look at the tracking. Look at the tracking. Insanity. Whoa. So if you guys didn't know, you can combine 10 handgun bullets with gunpowder and get free enhanced. Oh yeah, Yamcha's death pose. Fucking Yamcha. He trains for a whole ass year only to get grabbed and exploded on immediately by those Sai-Bai-men. Those little green bastards. He trained a whole year just to get stomped on like immediately. Oh yeah, very easy to miss flame round. Check that out. Little tip. Always grab that. Yeah, he was powerful in the original Dragon Ball, but in Dragon Ball Z he's basically just in the way. Yeah. Of course you would. Of course you would. Why? I have 3 heals. Fuck it. Look, combine with 10, and then you get 5 enhanced. It's very cool. I think I stored my other flame round, so we're gonna need to use this. So we've got 3, 2, 1, and we have enhanced. So this is perfect. Don't care if she's in the way. We're just going to close the door, and we're out. Some of them made it through, but that's all right. Well, at least Ten Shinhan, they call him in Japanese, but at least he did a little bit more. Like, he managed to get a decent shot in at Nappa after Chaozu dies. All right. Boom. What? How did that not hit, dude? Kind of shitty fight, but that's all right. Didn't take any damage. That's what really matters. I think that's it.
I think that's it.
Well, did he find a serum?
I just got
Oh, touch of death. TOD.
Wish you could have warned me.
Sorry about that. What about the serum?
I haven't found any, but I did find out we need to make one. A D-series
Need
head
serum.
and an arm.
Help me.
This can't be right.
A head? I think I have that around here somewhere.
You do?
I don't know about the arm, though. Have you searched the whole house?
No, not yet. I still need to check the second floor here.
All right. Check it out. Meet me at the trailer if you find it.
Volume seem good for you guys? It seems like it's registering really low on my meters. I just want to make sure it's not too quiet. Yeah, see, I go to the pause menu and it lagged a little bit. I think that's what was happening last night as well. It's actually hitching a little bit right now. Not terribly, but it's not locking at 60. All right, it's fine now. Not bad. Yeah, well, Street Fighter or Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo has a ton of them. Like touch of death combos are big in that game. You basically just need one mix-up. Like you hit them once and then you hit them once more and then they're dead. That's basically a lot of what goes on in that game.
What the fuck? Well, that's special.
Yeah, see, there's no shells already in there. Which there should be if it was accurate. enjoy labbing more than fighting. There's a lot of fighting game players like that, Dr. Red. There's a lot of them that prefer like finding cool stuff and showing it to top players than actually playing the game. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. Alright, so we're gonna stock up before we fight Marguerite. Man, we got here really fast. We haven't even been live an hour and 45 minutes and we're already here. Kind of popping off though, dude. So far. What? God, look how good this inventory is, man. It's unbeatable. It's so fucking good. Why did they mess this up? They have downgraded the inventory system in RE Engine ever since this game came out. And I'm dying on this hill, dude. I am dying on this hill that that's what they did. Yeah, the inventory system was basically perfect. 5. Oh my god, terrible drops. Oh, we got super unlucky this time, gamers. Fuck, I needed the lockpick. God, we got such bad drops. So now I'm actually struggling for shotgun shells. I think I actually need to get them out of the box. We need to grab the lockpick anyway, so that's alright. I needed to head back. Not pausing the game. I actually like that it doesn't pause the game. If you need to pause the game, you know? You can just hit escape to pause. Oh, let's load this in as well. Now, do I have shells? I do. Okay, that's why I was so low. Alright. Let's do this shit. Oh, I do not have the space I need. We're gonna need a little bit more for the stuff we're gonna pick up there. That should be alright. Yeah, but when you're in a fight, you need to make a heal. I mean, that's valid. Yeah, I'm not going to say that that's not valid. It's a very valid complaint about this game. But me personally, it just doesn't really bother me. Oh, I'm sure that exists, Ryrog. Five Nights at Freddy's makes its way into every mod. Alright, so now we're going to load this in with our Luger-looking Magnum. Okay. I just like to burn them off. Grab this. Okay, so now we're pretty good on shotgun shells. Alright, let's do it. I want to switch these. Okay. Good.
Gotcha!
A little scary. Okay. Oh, this is really lucky, actually. What the? Oh, she's on final phase, dude. What the fuck? That killed me? Are you fucking serious? Well, guys, you know what that means. We would have to go all the way back to dinner. Because Madhouse doesn't save. Well. Oh my god. How the fuck? That's 120 FPS for you, man. That is 120 FPS for you. You win this round, RE7. You win this round. I ain't doing that. Horse shit. She got a killer uppercut. Yeah, she fucked me up, dude. See, I didn't even intend for that to be a no save run. I just literally forgot to save. Like a dumbass. If I would have just saved before that fight, I would have continued, but I'm sorry. I'm not going to play the whole game up to that point again. I apologize. I apologize. Well, you know what time it is, guys. This is why we can just pivot on a whim. We can pivot on a whim to different content. And we are going to pivot on a whim to some Nightmare Fuel. Let's do it. So I'm going to check out one of my favorite YouTubers right now, Chilling Scares. He always has me covered. Every single time I look for new content, he always has some. So let's take a look. Oh, wow. 1 day ago, 5 disturbing internet mysteries solved by Reddit. Hell fucking yeah. Let's go.
And then it could be another.
I love this guy's videos, man. All right. So unfortunately, you know, sometimes these things don't work out. That's okay. We're just going to pivot right on over to Nightmare Fuel. So let's take a look here. I need to put my browser back. And then I need to move this. Hopefully this will remember what I did. It won't. God dang it. That's okay, though. I know how to place it pretty well these days. Whew. All right. Let me refill my coffee really quick, and then we'll get into this video, okay? Holy shit, thank you, man. Well, I guess as I refill, I'm going to put some eyeliner on too. Appreciate that, man. The 5 gifted is going insane lately. We have officially hit our support goal. And future, if you want to check it out, I just got fucked up on RE7. I got one shot by Marguerite. So we're pivoting to some Nightmare Fuel. But thank you, man. No, you're here. No, it's too late, bro. You started the hype train. You're here. But that is Giga Chad. One sec, guys. All right, gamers. No, she did not kick my ass for putting it on. Why would that ever happen, dude? No. All right, sorry about that. I had to refill the coffee as well, so it took a little bit longer than I expected. They were furiously making out. Wow, the fanfic in my chat room, dude. The fanfic in my chat room. You go to your little Tumblr page and write about it. Coffee, yes. Who wants coffee? Got a fresh pot of coffee. All right, seriously though, appreciate that, Future. Appreciate that, man. We are fucking just absolutely going crazy on this 5 gifted for eyeliner thing here lately. Like virtually every stream, Future and Wang are just guaranteeing that we hit it. You guys are insane in a good way. So here we go. Appreciate that, man. Here we go with my boy Chilling Scares, one of my favorite YouTube channels right now. Let's check out his latest video, 5 Disturbing Mysteries Solved by Reddit. Just 5 more subs for eyeliner reveal. I never talk about it, though. It just kind of happens organically. That's the difference between me and Philip. All right, let's go.
On the 24th of April, 2022, at around 3 p.m., 10-year-old Lily Peters left her home to visit her aunt on her own. The aunt's house was just a 3-minute bike ride from Lily's home in Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin.
India's up
And
8.
since she lived with just her father, Alexander, after her parents' divorce, Lily often went to her aunt's house on the weekends to play around. So it wasn't unusual for her to make this journey on her own. Unfortunately...
Dude, I remember getting freaked out by a kid playing at recess on a toy, it was like a, you know, like the thing with the monkey bars or whatever. It had like a hanging bar like this, and a kid basically tried to do what she just did, and he landed like flat on his chest and knocked all the air out of him, and he just like went unconscious, and I thought he actually died. It freaked me the fuck out.
Play around. So it wasn't unusual...
So I avoided things like this on the playground.
...for her to make this journey on her own. Unfortunately, what started off as an ordinary weekend was about to end in a horrific tragedy.
Actually, though, Dr. Red, I got bitch slapped back to dinner.
Things took a turn for the worse when Alex noticed that it was getting dark and Lily still hadn't come home. It wasn't like her to stay out late. He called his sister, assuming Lily was still at her place. But, to his surprise, she told him Lily had already left over an hour ago. He then called the parents of Lily's friends, hoping she might have stopped at one of their houses on her way back. However, none of them had seen her either. Fearing for the safety of his daughter, Alex began searching the route Lily would have taken to and from her aunt's house. He also contacted the police and reported his daughter missing at around 9 p.m. While the authorities didn't issue an Amber Alert, they quickly formed a search party to help look for her in the surrounding area. And after hours of searching, Alex finally discovered the first clue to his daughter's whereabouts: her bike, abandoned in a nearby wooded area. But Lily herself was nowhere to be found.
Wait, this was solved by Reddit? I have a feeling this isn't going to have a good ending, but...
drones and rescue dogs to search the woods and investigate the hiking trail that ran through the area. Then, at around 8:45 a.m., Alex received the news he had been dreading all night. Lily was deceased. A volunteer had discovered her body hidden under a pile of leaves just a few feet from the trail. After a brief examination, police ruled her death a homicide and began looking for the perpetrator. Unfortunately, they had nothing that could lead them in the right direction. That is, until someone made a post about Lily's case in the True Crime subreddit. While everyone else was speculating on what could have happened to Lily, user HomesliceNation4 came forward with a crucial piece of information in a now deleted comment that read, "What's scary is I was playing Pokemon Go in the park that day and walking along that..."
What? I was playing Pokemon Go in the park that day, walking along that very same trail. My stomach turns when I think that I saw that girl in a pink/purple hoodie on her bike with another kid on my way out.
Very same trail. My other kid on my way out. I have a suspicion that it could be another kid that did it. Another user called the police tip line to report HomesliceNation4's comment. And to everyone's surprise, this was the breakthrough the investigators needed to solve the case. Because just a few hours later, police arrested Carson Peters Berger, Lily's 14-year-old cousin, as the prime suspect in a murder. Not long after he was taken into custody, Carson admitted to everything. However, just what happened to Lily that night was more horrifying than anyone could have ever imagined. According to Carson, he followed Lily as she was heading home and told her to follow him into the woods. He'd been planning this for months. Once they were off the trail, he punched her in the stomach, hit her several times with a large stick, and strangled her until she took her final breath. He then went back home as if nothing had happened. But when he heard about the search for Lily, he panicked and went back into the woods to move her body further from the crime scene and hid it under a pile of leaves. Though, all thanks to one Reddit comment, he was thankfully caught. Given the severity of his crimes and the fact that it was all premeditated, prosecutors decided to try Carson as an adult. He's still in custody, awaiting his trial set for some time in 2026.
Yeah, this must be super recent then. I was going to say, if he's still awaiting trial, it's got to be super recent. Been grinding this out there for like 5 frickin' days. You got to upload it, Dr. Red. Fucking Pokemon Go solving a murder.
Shady Business 15 posted on the What Is This Thing subreddit, seeking answers for a strange device he found inside his power strip. The post read, violently blew a fuse in my extension cord, took it apart to see the damage, and found this inside. Alongside this, the OP shared pictures of 2 circuit boards connected to each other with wires and what appeared to be a SIM card. He also cross-posted this in the Reddit Bureau of Investigation subreddit, where users noticed a microphone on one of the circuit boards.
Oh, that's a wire.
And figured this was a spying device of some kind.
Yeah.
With one comment providing more details about
No, you're fine, Dr. Red. To me, what's crazy is a simple homicide done by a teenager can be left unsolved. Yeah. Yeah. There's a very famous story of this kid with red hair. I forget his name, but you guys have probably all heard of this story where he basically did the same thing. He just took a kid out into the woods and just killed him. And, yeah, it's crazy how some of the most simple crimes can go unsolved because they just have no leads. You know, they just have nothing to go off of. Not a big fan of humans, and I'm anticipatory toward the worst outcome. A parent should never have to bury their child, but when your kid goes missing in a verdant wood, yeah, that kid is dead. Yeah. It sucks, but the chances of them actually being alive are very, very low at that point.
About how it worked, stating, "Your extension cord is a room bug. Someone calls the phone number on that SIM and the extension cord auto-answers and listens to the room." Put simply, one of the circuit boards was a cut-down version of a phone that used the SIM to transfer audio from the built-in microphone. The second board was a power delivery module, allowing the device to run directly off of the wall power without needing any batteries. However, this raised more questions than it answered, especially about the OP's true identity, with some users speculating if he was involved in some shady business. After all, why else would someone go through the effort of planting a bug to listen in on his conversations? But according to a later comment, he was just a normal university student who was living in the university's dorms, and that he took this extension cord from his home when he moved. But also mentioned that there are other people with access to his room who could have planted the bug without his knowledge. With this, the focus shifted towards finding out who planted this in the OP's power strip and why. Some users suggested putting the SIM in a spare phone, but doing so only deepened the mystery further. Apparently, it had a 10-pound credit, suggesting that it was being used at some point. However, it didn't have any contacts, voicemails, or call logs. And judging from the network messages, the device had been active since October 2012. This also helped the OP retrieve the SIM's number, but calling it returned an automated message stating, "The service is now closed, and if you have voicemail, you can turn it on." Nothing else. The OP tried...
Yeah, whoever set that up decided to stop whatever they were doing because the number's not active anymore.
...it active in a spare phone as well. But even after days of waiting, he didn't receive any calls or messages. It's possible the person who planted it had already gotten the information they needed, or perhaps they found out the OP had discovered it and decided to back off. In either case, the OP's only remaining option was to contact the SIM's carrier, O2. Unfortunately, they weren't much help either. He would have needed a police warrant to access the call logs, something he didn't want to deal with. Without access to the call logs, the only real suspects OP had were his own parents. However, he didn't find the spy SIM's number in either of their phones when he checked later. This left a single possibility that's also the most likely explanation for the whole thing. Put simply, the spy device was never meant for the OP in the first place. As many on Reddit hypothesized, the bug was likely intended and used for corporate espionage at some point. From there, it somehow found its way into the OP's home. Maybe one of his parents brought it home from work or purchased it in a corporate clearance sale without realizing...
And you know what's crazy is a lot of these bugs can be placed inside the walls and they'll paint over it or patch over it. So you could be in a hotel room or a public dorm like this and never ever know that somebody could at a whim call this number and just listen into the room. How fucking crazy is that? And all it takes is 2 tiny little circuit boards, battery powered, and a few wires soldered together. That's all it takes.
What it actually was. But by then, the device had already fulfilled its purpose and what...
People have found these in hotels installed in light switches. And some of them have cameras as well.
...wasn't being used. Unfortunately, while Redditors were quick to identify and solve what the device was, they weren't able to find a concrete answer for who planted it and why. The last update from the OP was in May of 2013. Chances of getting an answer now, over 12 years later, are practically zero. On the morning of August 9, 2018, 66-year-old Susan Rainwater set out on her usual cycling route in Eatonville, Washington. But unlike the countless times she'd followed this routine, that day she didn't come home on time. Worried, her husband David Rainwater went out looking for her, only to come face to face with the aftermath of a tragic accident. Just off the side of the road, David discovered the mangled remains of his wife's bicycle. As he got closer, he saw an injured Susan lying on the ground not far from the bike. Sadly, it was already too late. Susan had succumbed to her injuries and passed away before David could get to her.
Hit and run,
He eventually
potentially?
gathered himself enough to call the police, who after examining Susan and her surroundings were able to piece together what had happened. And according to their investigation, this was a classic hit and run case.
Yep.
Susan was likely struck from behind by a fast-moving car, resulting in her getting severely injured. However, instead of stopping and helping Susan, the suspect decided to save himself and fled the scene. Unfortunately, there were no witnesses.
Worst thing you could possibly do, by the way. Like, it's possible that the person who did the hit and run has warrants, but if he were to stick around and help her, and it was a complete accident, A, she could be alive right now, and B, they may not even press charges. He might have gotten out of it completely scot-free. Like I said, sometimes they'll have warrants, and that's why they hit and run, because they have those warrants. But most of the time, they just do it because they're freaked out and they don't want to get, they don't want to catch a charge.
Nearby CCTV cameras,
It's very
leaving
fucked up.
investigators with no leads to follow. The only clue they found on the crime scene was this one piece of black plastic that likely broke off of the suspect's
Bumper.
car from the collision. Investigators tried their best, but they weren't able to figure out what this was supposed to be, let alone what car it belonged to. With no other options, one of the troopers at the scene turned to the internet for help, stating, "Troopers and detectives are still looking for a black vehicle
Yes.
believed to be involved."
Yes, their insurance payments would skyrocket. Ask me how I know. I've told that story more than a few times.
In this morning's tragic bicyclist fatality. If you know anything regarding this collision, please call the Washington State Patrol. While this post received little attention on Twitter, someone reposted the query on the What Is This Thing subreddit, where it went viral and received valuable input from hundreds of users. And it didn't take long for Redditors to figure out that this piece came from the car's headlight bezel, as it had the notch used to access the headlight adjusting screws. However, figuring out what car this belonged to was still going to be a tall order. After all, there are dozens of manufacturers with hundreds of different models. Not to mention aftermarket parts, which would have been
Dude, Dr. Red mentioned this the other day, but I will say that's the absolute strongest part of Reddit is like the community ability to find things for you. I've asked Reddit many times about like very specific parts, like replacement parts for electronics and screw types and, different bits and a lot of different things related to just fixing stuff. And they always come through and tell me exactly what I need within like a day. It's actually really impressive. So that is definitely something that Reddit is incredibly useful for. Yeah, either they help or they just are very pedantic and are like, how do you not know this if you're already this far in like disassembling this thing? You're so stupid.
practically impossible to track down. But just when it seemed like all hope was lost, the post reached perhaps the only person capable of identifying the suspect's car model from that tiny broken piece. 2 hours after the original post was made, user Jeff's Nuts dropped a comment that single-handedly brought the search to a close. As it turned out...
Oh, wow. This guy knows his shit. 1988 Chevy Silverado headlamp bezel. Check out the upper section. People keep asking how I knew this. I've been a Maryland state inspector for a long time, and part of each car and truck inspection up until recently was a mandatory headlamp adjustment. If I had to guess, I'd say someone from the Hoppy brand headlamp aim checker company probably bribed some politicians long time ago and made it mandatory for each station to buy their equipment to perform inspections. Anyhow, I've done a shit ton of headlamp adjustments, so right away I knew that what the notch in the plastic was for. I first checked 1988 Ram 1500 trucks, and by chance, there was a picture of a mid-80s Chevy truck. Quick Google part search and copy and paste, and from now the comment section, I need to learn about URLs and queries and cache or something. I've been told to add this, I think. Yeah, exactly. Like, this guy knows his shit. And his username would suggest he's a mechanic himself, so...
Jeff's Nuts dropped a comment that single-handedly brought the search to a close. As it turned out, Jeff was a state inspector.
Yeah, I asked for an obscure song from a comedy cassette tape and someone got it within the hour. Yeah, I asked about part numbers for Japanese market only Sony headphones called CD900 STs. They do not sell this part number on any US based website. You have to go to like Sony's Japanese, you have to go to Sony's Japanese, like Sony Music parts and accessories website and search for a very specific part number to find them. And someone found it for me within like 20 minutes. I was like, what in the fuck? You guys are insane.
in Maryland, where his job was to make sure vehicles were up to code before issuing registration. So he'd seen his fair share of headlight bezels at work. And according to him, the piece police found belonged to a 1988 Chevy Silverado. After spotting the resemblance, users forwarded the information to the investigators, prompting a search for a vehicle that
that'll
matched
narrow
this
it
new
down.
description. Then, just 5 days later, the state trooper announced what everyone was waiting for.
Yep, and and immediately there's the headlamp damage.
Located the vehicle that struck Susan and arrested its owner. The man responsible for her death was 37-year-old Jeremy Thomas Simon. He first claimed that he had fallen asleep at the wheel and thought that he'd hit a deer instead of a person. However, his story later
Bullshit.
changed to where he knew he hit a person, but didn't get out to help because he, quote, did not want to see a body. It was clear he was just making excuses, since authorities also found a small bag of hard drugs in his car, suggesting he may have been under the influence at the time of the crash.
That's why
In
he
the
ran.
end, he was sentenced to 4.5 years in prison. Not exactly a harsh penalty for a deadly hit and run, but it is better than nothing. Especially considering that if the Reddit user Jeff hadn't identified the make and model of Simon's vehicle and posted his findings to Reddit, there's a good chance he would have gotten away with it entirely.
It's amazing what people was just writing that he totally changed his story during interrogation. Yeah, it's amazing what people can accomplish when they actually work together to resolve something, isn't it? You know, I don't want to sound all cliche and like, you know, wow, everybody's just so great and, you know, that type of thing. But it is very impressive, the type of things that people are able to solve when they put their heads together and genuinely try. You don't get to see that very often nowadays, I'll say that much.
In October 2024,
Teamwork.
someone noticed that one of their electrical outlets in their home looked different from the others. It looked like it had a camera inside, but it wasn't.
I was just talking about this. Yeah, people have found hidden cameras and light switches, too.
Super obvious. So they turned to Reddit and posted photos of the outlet, hoping someone would either confirm or deny their suspicions. They also explained their situation further in a comment reading, "I've had a stalker in my apartment broken into in the past. I got a camera detector for peace of mind, not knowing it would read anything, but it led me to this and detected
Yeah, you can send it.
waves and reflected back with the infrared. The bottom ground looks different than the other GFCI plugs in the rest of the complex."
Oh, yes, that is a lens. You can see the lens in the bottom ground. Look at that. Right here, you can see the fucking lens. Holy.
Right away, several people agreed with the OP in that something was definitely off about the outlet. Then, just 40 minutes after the post went up, one user confirmed the OP 100% had a hidden camera in their home by tracking down the exact model for sale.
Oh my
online.
God.
And according to its product page, it's a wireless camera that could transmit 4K video completely over Wi-Fi. Given the OP's history with a stalker, the same person was likely behind installing the hidden camera as well. Many strongly suggested the OP get out of the house and call the police. Unfortunately, what happened next remains a mystery. The account that made the post was a throwaway the OP created solely for this purpose, and after confirming their suspicions, they never posted any new updates.
That's really disturbing. Here, let me... I think this is going to open my Firefox. I hope it doesn't. Okay, it worked. For Stampson's eyes only? Oh no, well nobody else can see this now. Dude, Fighter Z is such a beautiful game. It looks so good. Huge! How many hits is that? How many hits was that, dude? That was insane. 41? These videos. Persona 4 over. Boogie 2988 Mental Breakdown compilation. We'll have a lol cow night where we actually watch that, but not right now. We have a much more important video.
In July of 2012, user Delver of
But that was
Secrets
sick. That was sick, Dr. Red. My man's is in the lab. He's in the lab. He's fucking mixing the chemicals. He's making some V-Jolt. You know what I'm saying?
account made
Yeah, that's how it goes, man. 4 to 5 days of grinding for 30 seconds of payoff. That's fighting games in a nutshell for you.
a post in r/ask Reddit looking for answers on a strange encounter they recently had. It stated, Today, a homeless looking man handed me $50 and this note. Do any of you have any idea what it means? Dear Reddit, I work in New York City and was dragged into a very curious situation today.
Dear
I was
Reddit?
taking the 1 train from Midtown to the financial district, and as usual, the train was pretty packed. I bumped into a raggedy dressed man as we got on, and he shot me a quick smile. I thought nothing of it.
Okay, this sounds very ARG. Oh, it sounds like this person is writing a book. He shot me a quick smile. Dear Reddit, I was dragged into a very curious situation today.
Until he went to get off at 14th Street,
Yeah.
and he handed me a $50 bill along with a note. Before I could even open my mouth to ask him a question, he was gone. Below you find pictures of both the front and back of the note. I've been looking at the note all day, and needless to say...
Yeah, this sounds very, you know, I'm making a fun little detective thing for Reddit to solve type situation. Dearest Reddit, I found myself in quite the conundrum this morning.
I have no idea what it means. It's handwritten on a 3x3 square piece of paper with no identifying marks and no watermarks. There's a hand-drawn grid, and at a couple of spots the cells of the grid are combined. The note has random characters written throughout it, and the bottom quarter is filled with random shapes and numbers. Maybe I'm just reading way too far into things, and he was just another crazy New Yorker, but I figured it would be neat to see if anyone has run into this similar situation. Do any of you have any idea as to what the note says, if anything? After taking a good look at both the note and the $50 bill,
Bro thinks he's the Riddler.
some users figured out that the note was what's known as a bifid cipher, and deciphering it revealed a message that read, "There's plenty more money to make. Figure this out and prepare to meet July 19, 56 and 6 hot dog stand outside Rue 57 Cafe. Ask for Mr. Input." However, before anyone had the time to figure out the true meaning behind this note, Delver of Secrets received a coded message on Reddit. It was likely from the same guy that handed him the note earlier that day. When decoded, this message read, "You have managed to find the message with the help of friends. You changed the rules, now so will I. July 12, 4 p.m. Find the Blue Jay at 6.5 and 56 and tell him you are the last."
This is so bullshit, man. This is such ARG nonsense. Only in the Baker house can you get your 40-year-old homeless man Gumbo Phantom taxed by Lucas Baker. That's exactly like one. Yeah, somebody watched the 2022 Batman and got really horny for that.
This was packed with clues pointing in multiple directions. For starters, 6.5 and 56 corresponded to 6.5 Avenue on 56th Street in New York. And at that location, there was a salon named
Gotham. Oh, okay, bud. Okay.
Skincare. This
It's
led
over.
me to believe that this whole thing was a
It's over.
marketing stunt for something related to Batman. Especially since the date given in the original note, July 19th, was 1 day short of the release date for The Dark Knight Rises. One person even called the marketing company for that movie in hopes of getting them to admit the truth.
So basically, I was one of the people who got caught up in the whole homeless man give me $50. We had to figure out some sort of code. So after staying up for hours,
Yeah.
reading all the
Get Colin
comments,
Farrell out here. Get him in the pink one.
I came to the
Get up.
conclusion that this reeks of marketing campaign, and I have a sneaking suspicion that it's a certain company. Hey guys, what's up? All right, so it's 9:16 here in New York, and I'm
Well, they're
about
not gonna
call
admit it.
Leveraged Marketing Corporation of America. If you look up the address that we're all supposed to meet at later today at 4, this is actually a marketing agency that's right next to it. So it just
Big
makes
surprise.
sense that it might be them. And the Dark Knight thing just makes sense too because the movie's coming out so soon. And hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
I'm calling to make sure that everything is going to be set up for the Dark Knight campaign later today.
What is the Dark Knight campaign in New York City?
Yeah, it's actually right next to your office.
I like the way he's handling this call. Of course, he's not just going to ask them, "Hey, that whole homeless man gave me $50 thing." You know, he's asking as if he's in the know, in an attempt to get them to admit it. That's actually a really smart way of going about it.
At about 4
Beast
o'clock
pedantic
today,
Redditor?
actually.
I know that is. Please give Archie a call. I'm Callan.
He just admitted to knowing about it. I don't know. You figure it out.
While this didn't lead to anything substantial, Reddit users found the next clue hidden within the Reddit message. You see, the username that sent the message was 22209444379, One user converted this to an IP address, and it led to Fort Huachuca in Arizona, a military base that's primarily focused on intelligence training.
Yeah, he fished that
could
nicely.
it be that Delver of Secrets was being recruited as a spy or something along
Oh,
those
not
lines?
Yondir Dev.
For some, this was certainly a possibility. However, another user discovered that a spy exhibition was happening at the nearby Discovery Times Square Museum on July 12th. Maybe this was a marketing stunt for that instead. But this idea was also shot down by another user who claimed to work for the museum, stating that they had nothing to do with this. With no other leads, a group of curious New York-based Redditors decided to meet at the specified location on July 12th to see if anything would actually happen. However, despite dozens
Nothing.
of people showing up, including Delver of Secrets, no one noticed anything out of the ordinary and had to go back in disappointment. Now, if this was some legitimate espionage-related matter, a large crowd would have instantly scared off anyone planning to meet Delver of Secrets at that location. So, the whole thing was kind of pointless in that regard. But on the other hand, the gathering all but confirmed that this wasn't some marketing stunt. Because if it were, the media attention and large crowd would have been the perfect moment for a big reveal that never happened. Then, something happened that no one saw coming. On July 13th, Delver of Secrets removed everything from his post and replaced it with a single ominous passage reading, "Received a phone call today threatening violence against me and my family, going as far as to name members of my family and their addresses unless I delete this post. The caller also told me not to show up on the 19th and to inform anyone planning to show up on the 19th that nothing would happen. This will be my last message from this account before I delete it.
Still
I'll also
pretty
be changing
sus.
my number later today. I'm sorry if a resolution to this never happens, but I'm not willing to risk my family's safety for a few extra dollars." With that, Delver of Secrets vanished from the internet. While Reddit did solve layers of coded messages and uncover clues hidden within other clues, they were ultimately left with nothing but speculation and an unsolved mystery.
Yeah, like I've said a million times, if someone spontaneously deletes their account after like a certain arc has taken place, that's your sign that it was bullshit from the beginning. And the fact that he, like, everybody met up, including him, like the story was over. Like a meetup happened. Like there's no reason for that account to exist anymore, so that's why he deleted it. So I'm sorry, but I don't buy that one for 2 seconds. My dumb fucking tweet went viral. What? Oh, sorry, that deleted your. Wait, this is your tweet? If you think Cammy is some shit in SF6, y'all don't even know how fucked up she was in 4. Dude, she was fucked up in 4. Holy, she was fucked up. Cammy and Akuma in Street Fighter 4 were beyond fucked up. My bad, by the way. I have to permit you to post links that aren't YouTube or Twitch. Just unfortunate policy we had to have around here because some idiots posted some really dumb shit. Okay. Fucking 106k views. Oh yeah, I see that. That's actually insane. Oh, and it's Cammy versus Akuma. What a shock.
Oh, that's gross.
The triple plink. Yep. And watching somebody like Xiaohai play her, it was like, dude, literally, how do you win? Yun is insane. Swix knows. We've actually been playing a little bit of games recently. I've been playing against his Sakura a lot and his Cammy. Not gonna lie, my Ryu kind of pops off against his Cammy. But yes, Yun is absolutely busted. Honestly, the biggest thing that's so busted about Yun is how quick he builds meter. He builds meter so fast that red focus is just a guarantee for him. Like almost twice in one round, you can use a red focus. That's how ridiculous it is. Regular or EX red focus, it doesn't even matter. He's that fast at building it. So yeah, he's like untouchable. Oh, let me get this open in Chrome, and then we'll move on to our next Nightmare Fuel video after this, but I'll watch this. When your reactions are too good sometimes. I have not played Sephiroth in a long, long time. That's gonna work.
I'm so sick. I thought Oh my god.
Wait, you guys were playing offline?
I'm
Oh, you were
so sick.
you were playing rollback mod. Is the rollback mod any better now?
I'm so sick. I'm the.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm so sick. I'm the best.
Thank God no one's in chat.
I'm so fucking sick. I'm clipping that.
This is not rollback. Oh, Codfish. This guy fucking hates me. This guy Codfish hates my guts, by the way. This guy, so the story about that, the reason why Codfish hates my guts is because me and him played a bunch of ranked games one day, and he basically had a full-blown meltdown at me because I beat his ROG a bunch of times with my Ryu. So he had a full-blown meltdown in Steam messages after I added him, so I just went ahead and removed him. If he's who I'm remembering. It was either him or 916. I can't remember. It was a ROG. It was a really good PC ROG. It was either him or 916 that did that, but I'm pretty sure it was Codfish. Yeah, he's strong, but I just have I have a metric shit ton of experience against I have a metric shit ton of experience against good ROGs. Like I used to run games all day with Fall One, that guy Matt. I used to run games with him like fucking all the time, and I just got really, really good at buffering low forward to beat his dash punches and stuff. Okay, let's see. 916 is kind of weird. He's pretending like we didn't do a lot of content. Yeah, Fall One is really good, dude. I like him a lot. All right, so Nick Crowley doesn't really have anything. Did we ever finish Darkest Moments in TV History 6? I'm pretty sure we watched that like as soon as it came out. Nick and Ryan haven't uploaded in a minute. Yeah. One person who I admit is very good, I just don't really care for their videos, is Wendigoon, just because he's what about your everyday theorist? Oh god, this video is making me answer a restricted content questionnaire. What the fuck? Should I even be watching this? It's making me confirm my age.
Warnings on my videos, and I know that my
Oh, no. Yeah, I don't watch videos like this where it's like 90% somebody on screen. I just want to see the content, dude. Just show me the iceberg. Disturbing hoaxes. Not old enough to ride this ride. Why does our connection on SF4 have to be so bad? Dude, blame the game. I don't know, man. Every time we play, it's like fucking 2 frames of lag, though. I know what you mean. Like, we're both just a couple of lads in the US trying to play some Street Fighter, and the game just won't let us do it, dude. It simply will not let us do it. Well, I'm going back to my boy Chilling Scares, because there's still a ton of his videos we haven't watched. Dude, I've watched almost every single one of this guy's videos. Most disturbing Wikipedia articles. Urban legends that turned out to be true. Ooh. Disturbing internet anomalies. Let's watch this one.
Surveillance camera.
I love this guy's voice, by the way. Please, Chilling Scares, you'll never see this. I'm sorry. I promise I'm not stealing your content. I always tell people to go watch your videos and support you. But please never use an AI voice. You got a fucking baller ass voice, bro. Never change that. Never use an AI voice.
In 2013, a channel called Surveillance Cameraman was created on YouTube. And although the videos have all been taken down now, only accessible through a handful of internet archives, there was once a time when this channel went so viral that it was even featured in the news and in the Seattle Times newspaper. Although the videos are—
What if it's AI of his own voice? I know some people have done that where you can like train an AI, but I just feel like you can always tell. Like the way it trails off the end of sentences and stuff and takes breaths, you can always tell.
no longer visible.
I can tell he doesn't use one.
Pretty much all of the Surveillance Cameraman videos follow the exact same formula. A man with a camera would walk around the streets of Seattle, go up to random people on the street, get in their personal space, and start recording them without their permission, and without even bothering to explain to people why he was recording or what he planned to do with the videos in the future. As you can imagine, a lot of people didn't take kindly to having a camera shoved in their face, but when his targets would confront him and ask him what he was doing, he would usually either stay completely silent, make slight grunting noises, or just say something extremely vague like, "I'm just recording a video." In some of his videos, people would naturally get pretty mad at him, but he never seemed to care and just kept on recording, even when being yelled at, chased away by his target.
Dude, you do this in the wrong place, you won't be walking away unscathed. That's for sure.
Thrown at him or having his camera even batted away. Most of the time, however, people would just get self-conscious and awkward when they realized they were being recorded. And
This is really fucked up. Approaching a woman in the middle of the night and doing that, especially, no.
try to walk away from who they probably assumed was either a stalker or just a jerk with no consideration for their privacy and personal space. The channel was extremely weird, and if you take a minute to analyze Surveillance Cameraman's actions, it might seem like there wasn't a real purpose to his videos other than to maybe annoy people to get cheap
Yeah,
views.
this looks like 2010 quality.
However, in one of his videos, he says something that suggests there was a deeper meaning to the channel. In his first video ever, he walks up to a young couple studying at a college campus, immediately pulls out his camera and starts recording them without their permission. After a few moments of awkward silence where the couple tries to figure out what's going on, the guy asks Surveillance Cameraman why he's recording them when they're just minding their own business, to which the uploader responds with a question.
Can you ask us why you're taking the video?
Just taking a video.
Okay, well, I don't want to be taking a video.
Why are you so worried about it?
I'm not worried, you're just being annoying.
Look at it this way. You ever go to the grocery store? You know there's like surveillance cameras everywhere?
Yeah?
It's not a big deal.
Okay, well...
It's just a video. I mean...
No, you're just being annoying.
After the video was uploaded, a lot
What?
of people started to speculate that maybe the entire point of the channel was to raise awareness about how much we've sacrificed our privacy in today's world. How we've silently consented to institutions to record our every move and use the footage for means we're not 100% aware of.
Okay, sure, but there's a better way of getting that. You could just fucking get on camera and make that point. You don't have to do this. This is a very ridiculous way of getting that point across. If someone's recording me without permission, I'm smacking the camera out. Yeah. I don't condone violence, but people do need to learn lessons. Sometimes leave people alone. Oh, 100%. You know, there's a reason why FAFO or fuck around find out is such a popular type of content, or instant karma. You guys know about like the instant karma videos. They pop up all the time. People love watching somebody try some shit in public and then get their ass beat for it. Especially like those nuisance streamers. People love watching. Yeah, the C graph. Yeah, where somebody shows like the exact point at which you fuck around enough to then find out. That video is awesome.
Though this theory was never officially confirmed.
Yeah, dude, there's all these really stupid videos. It's like this one group of guys, they literally go in the hood and they tell people like, hey, you want to get smoked? You know, just clearly trying to antagonize them. And then right as the person's about to snap and beat the shit out of them, they're pulling out like a carton of cigarettes. They're like, oh, see, I was just talking about the cigarettes. It's like those guys have almost gotten shot several times doing stuff like that. It's too risky, man.
Confirmed by Surveillance Cameraman himself. Even if it were true, putting cameras in strangers' face just to make a point is a pretty obnoxious way to make a social commentary.
Yeah.
Throughout the rest of all his videos, there's almost no further mention of the channel having a deeper meaning. Shortly after the channel was created, a local Seattle news station even made a report on Surveillance Cameraman, heavily leaning into the possibility that the channel was created to comment on a social issue.
Bro, he just walked back into a McDonald's. Or it's a Taco Bell. He doesn't even work here. He just walked in the back and started filming people.
Leaning into the possibility that
Dude, get the fuck out.
Comment on a social
What are you
issue.
doing?
Shortly after, the Seattle Times even published an article about how the uploader's actions were making a lot of people question the meaning of privacy in the 21st century. Still, because YouTube pretty much wiped the entire channel's videos, it's hard to know the real motivation in recording random people on the street and posting it to YouTube.
See, how come just put someone on a poster? Yeah, so the other thing you got to remember is there are different states. There's what they call one-party states and two-party states, and what that refers to is the consent to be recorded in public. Some states are one-party, meaning whoever initiates the recording, that's all it takes. If one person of the two people involved in whatever the disagreement, whatever it happens to be, starts recording, you don't need the other person's consent because you're in a public space. And the presumption there is that you've given up the expectation of privacy because you're in a public place. But some states do not work like that. Some states, you have to have consent from both parties to be recorded. So I'm pretty sure Seattle is a two-party state, if I recall. Or not, Seattle's not a state. Seattle's a city in Washington state. I'm pretty sure Washington state is a two-party state. So that's probably why the videos got removed, because anybody, if they knew they were being recorded by this guy, could just file a complaint with YouTube and they would be forced to comply. I mean, the easiest way to get away with something is act like you aren't doing anything wrong. That's very true, but still a little bit too risky. Like I said, he does this to the wrong person, he might get the shit beat out of him or stabbed or possibly even worse. You never know. Oh, it's going to Game 7, right, Rog? They're not going to give up those ticket sales.
ForgottenLanguages.org. ForgottenLanguages.org is a very confusing website with all kinds of theories behind its possible meaning, which has led to the creation of a pretty deep rabbit hole around it over the years. Upon visiting the site, you'll be greeted with what appears to be a library of strange articles with some very weird images. What makes this website so strange is that none of these articles are
You need them? Oh, dude, that sounds like you're doing some sports betting, dude. When I was a vagrant teen, I would straight steal Wii point cards from Target before they made you activate them at the register. We would just walk in and walk out. Yeah, I mean, that's the crazy part about it, Swix, is like, I'm not even going to say like kleptomaniacs or whatever, but some people just get a thrill off of doing that, because if you're not acting suspicious and you're very casual about it, chances are most people won't ask you anything. Yeah, Nintendo had those Wii point cards where you could basically load it up and buy like virtual console games on the Wii Market, the Wii Shop channel, as they called it. Because SGA won a Mickey Mouse MVP. I don't care what anybody says.
As they appear to be written in some sort of unknown language. Some of the articles do have snippets of English sprinkled throughout them, but for the most part, they're pretty much impossible to understand. The only way you'd be able to get an idea of what each article is about would be to look at the external documents being referenced in the article and do some reverse engineering to make an educated guess as to the article's subject matter.
Flashbang.
The further I ventured into the site, the stranger the topics of the articles started to get, with a lot of them being written on things like occult spirituality, alien technologies, the darker side of neuropsychology.
Dude, this right here, you used to find websites like this all the time where they would just be called like The Truth and nothingbuttetruth.com. And it would just be some like day one voice modifier software that somebody was using to try to pretend like they had figured out the secrets of the universe and that they were going to let you in on them for a small fee. You used to see websites like that all the time in the mid to late 2000s. This looks something like you'd see on there. Yeah, fucking LARPers.
And similar topics.
They never went anywhere. The LARPers are still around. They're just on different websites these days.
Although some people have speculated that the entire site is written in complete gibberish and was just made as a complicated joke, others have claimed to have successfully translated some of the articles with advanced translation software. Many people seem to think ForgottenLanguages.org is the work of a mysterious woman who goes by the name Angel, along with 15 other close collaborators who are obsessed with using already existing languages to create a new, universal language that can be understood by living organisms other than humans. This is where it starts to get a little confusing, as the creators of the website have also allegedly claimed that they made ForgottenLanguages.org to share some sort of secret knowledge with other speakers of the language around the world. Because some of the articles on the site seem to reference confidential government documents, lots of people have theorized that there's something deeper going on behind the scenes of Forgotten Languages, but so far none of this has been confirmed. I also found really
I mean, the website looks like some shit that you used to make in, what was that called, GeoCities or Geocities? It looks like something you used to make in that shit. I used to make GeoCities websites for like JRPGs and stuff, I'm not gonna lie. I miss free website providers, man. They were so cool. Yeah, dude, now free website providers are like dead in the water, but back then it was cool. You could just like make a website about anything. I would just like steal GameSpot screenshots and make websites about different games that I thought were cool.
Elaborate association charts made by someone who wanted to find all the people connected to the website. But some of the associations look like a bit too much of a stretch, and it looks more like a conspiracy theory chart than anything else. Because the owners of Forgotten Languages have been uploading articles to their site for over 15 years, it's hard to believe they're doing it without a real purpose. If it were a hoax or some sort of ARG, this would be a pretty elaborate one. As I later found out, there's also Forgotten Languages YouTube channel with some very
One sec, guys. All right, sorry about that, guys. I'm back.
Very strange videos. A couple of other YouTubers have reached out to the channel owners who responded not to worry about the channel as the videos were all made as messages for their members or something like that.
Yeah, this sounds like some type of weird cult recruiting thing. And the crazy part is you could actually probably start a cult like this, just posting some weird videos on the internet about like knowing the truth and having hidden knowledge. Like this is legit how cults form right here.
It's possible in the future more information on forgotten languages will surface, but for now, there's not really a concrete idea as to what the site is actually used for. Thrift Shop SD Cards.
Oh,
In
I've heard about this.
2014, a channel called Thrift Shop SD Cards was created on YouTube with the intention of uploading strange things that the channel owners found in the memory cards and cameras they bought at thrift stores. Since its creation, only 2 videos have been
Actually,
uploaded to
kinda.
its channel, with the most recent one dating back to September 2014. In the description of the first video, the uploaders claimed that the video was found on an SD card in an old digital camera around 2004, and that the footage shows 2 teens looking at what appears to be an abandoned school. As per the caption, there's a weird sound at 49 seconds, after which the 2 teens mention a moving door and turn the camera off.
More ARG stuff. You guys remember Marble Hornets? That's kind of the same story as Marble Hornets. It was a guy going through a bunch of tapes left by his friend who mysteriously disappeared, and they had like Slender Man footage on them.
Wait a minute. Did you do that? Did that door just move? Did you? Nope. Nope. Did you see that? Like, was that a door that just moved?
Because the video ends as soon as one of the teenagers turns around, it's impossible to know what exactly caused the door to move. Still, it's pretty creepy considering the video was allegedly found on a thrift shop camera. The second video shows a man staring into the camera and talking about something being in his eyes and asking someone else if they see the things in his eyes too.
Yeah, nah, I don't believe this for a second. This is some guy, just like the cave video about them seeing like the pile of shoes in the cave or whatever. Yeah, I think this guy was just trying to go viral off of fake shit.
With no response.
100%. Yeah, 100%. Bro thought this was
According
going to set the
uploader,
world on
this video
fire.
was taken in 2003, and although many people have found it a little disturbing, it's more than likely that the guy just had colored contact lenses in his eyes and was going to send the video to a friend asking if he could see them. Although of course this hasn't been confirmed, it's pretty likely that's all there is to this video.
And because they didn't get the traction he wanted, he probably stopped uploading. That's probably what it was.
Help Me, Susie's Dying. In the UK in the 70s and 80s, there were rumors that if you went to certain telephone booths and dialed a specific number, you would allegedly reach a woman with a flat, monotone voice repeating the same creepy phrase over and over. Help me, Susie's dying. However, on the internet, there's some contradicting information circulating about the whole thing. Many people disagree on the exact number you'd have to dial to reach the disturbing voice, and what the exact message you'd hear was.
Oh god, that reminds me of the Mandela effect thing, man. Have you guys ever gotten to an argument about somebody that like fervently believes in one of the Mandela effects? I'd probably say some of the people that have gone the furthest are about that Sinbad Genie movie. So basically there's a comedian named Sinbad, and he allegedly did a genie movie of some kind in like the early 90s. And there are people that believe so strongly that he did this that they think he's lying about when he says he never did it. They think that the tapes are out there somewhere and that they destroyed all the tapes because they were so embarrassed of the movie. And I've talked to somebody that like you just couldn't have this conversation. They were 100% convinced that that was what was happening.
But the common consensus was that the number was simply 202020, or a similar combination of 2s and 0s.
Yeah, I remember the Mandela
Over the
catalog.
years, the story's been reposted all over the internet on forums like 4chan and Reddit, and the first account of the Help Me Susie's Dying story I was able to find dates all the way back to the year 2000. A man from Lancashire named Rob Dickinson wrote about his account of what happened when he and a couple of his friends went into a phone booth in the mid-70s to see if the rumors were true. Rob's account was originally published in the It Happened to Me section of the Fordine Times, a British magazine dedicated to publishing people's accounts of their encounters with the odd, paranormal, and mysterious. I found a few more accounts of the same story in the same magazine, and although there was some contradicting information in some of them, they all agreed that the phone booths were located in or around the town of Burnley in the UK, and that the incident took place in the 70s and 80s. These few accounts are the only official sources of information available on the Help Me Susie's Dying incident, which makes it hard to confirm whether any of this is true. According to one of the most logical and believable theories that has surfaced regarding the disturbing recording, the voice was supposed to be a test not meant to be heard by the public. And it's possible that due to the bad quality of the recording back in the 70s and 80s, the voice could have been saying something completely different than what the users heard.
That's possible.
It's possible that the voice was saying something like, "Hold please, user dialing," but because of the garbled sound of the recording, the dialer heard "Help me, Susie's dying," and the whole story became a case of broken telephone. Still, it's possible that some employees at the phone booth company programmed the test recording to say something dark and disturbing as a joke.
Yeah, that, and the concept of telephone is still so factual. Like, we used to play telephone in school, and basically the idea is like someone says something, they whisper it in your ear, and then you have it go all the way around the classroom. Everybody says something, and inevitably one person will just change what was said. And then the whole game is like you have to identify who changed it. That's exactly how the internet works. Something happens, someone says that they experienced something, and then every other motherfucker out there just starts changing details about the story for no reason. And then before you know it, it's changed so much from the original story, it doesn't even have any basis in reality anymore. That's why you got to be very careful about your sourcing for stuff like this.
Sweet Peach. Sweet Peach is an extremely strange YouTube channel created in July 2017 featuring over 17,000 videos that don't seem to make any sense. All of the videos are the same, starting with an image of a couple of barcodes and eventually becoming a jarbled mess of colorful graphics, geometric shapes, and smiley faces while beeping tones can be heard in the background. Although the videos vary in length, most of them range from 2 to 9 minutes long.
This looks like some kind of automated shit. Like AI would make something like this now.
And despite the insane amount of videos that have been uploaded to the channel over the years, there doesn't seem to be any sort of meaning to Sweet Peach. Many people have come up with all kinds of theories to explain the channel's purpose. But it seems the channel is most similar to another channel called WebDriver Torso. On September 23, 2013, WebDriver Torso started uploading videos at a pretty insane rate, often every 15 to 20 minutes. Similarly to Sweet Peach, the videos consisted of simple slides with colorful graphics and constant beeping noise.
Yeah, 1.2 million views as well. So this person got exactly what they wanted by going viral. So that's probably what the other channel was trying to do.
Is playing in the background. Although
And it even says generated 10-minute video. So yeah, this is some automated animation shit that they're doing.
most of the 624,000 videos uploaded to the channel were pretty much the same, the channel gained a lot of public attention in 2014 when a couple of users found what appeared to be jokes sprinkled throughout some of the videos. As the videos gained attention online, YouTube eventually admitted that the channel had been created by their performance engineers as an internal testing tool for visuals and audio. And in 2017, WebDriver Torso stopped posting videos at the same crazy fast rate. Still, WebDriver Torso remains active to this day, still posting videos on occasion. Considering its similarities to WebDriver Torso, it's possible that Sweet Peach is just another automated performance testing account. Otherwise, I can't really think of a good reason to have a channel like this.
Dude, really quick, what do you guys think about YouTube artificially growing channels? Do you think that if someone reached out to like a marketing company and the marketing company was willing to fork over enough money, do you think that YouTube would artificially grow someone's channel? Because there have actually been a few allegations of that over the years. Like, there was a 100%, yeah, there was a channel of this lady who was like one of those van life YouTubers where they're basically, you know, they call it nomadic living, where they go into a van and they travel across the country and, you know, they vlog their travels, and that's what funds them being able to live. And it was this lady, and she had a pet snake named Alfredo. Like, it just seemed so bullshit. It seemed like so fabricated. And the channel basically blew up over a single weekend. Like, this lady went from like 20,000 subs to 300,000 subs in one weekend. And everybody accused her they accused YouTube of either artificially pushing the channel, faking numbers, like, you know, pushing the channel into the trending tab when it wasn't really trending, all kinds of stuff. And it was weird because, like, people, of course, this is the internet doing what it does. Like, people started looking this lady up and looking at her history, and she apparently was directly related to someone who worked at a high up position at YouTube. And so that was just kind of the smoking gun where everybody was like, okay, that's pretty fucking obvious. And then out of nowhere, she just stopped uploading. You know, after like a couple of years of success, she just disappeared. It's like, seems kind of social experimenty, if you ask me. It's the power of money, nothing we can do about that, but it's not like people will stick if your content's trash. True, content is king. You know, there's so many YouTubers. I would say I used to be one of them, but I know better now. There's so many YouTubers that think if I only had, you know, this immaculate video quality, everybody would subscribe. If I only had this specific mic, this specific, you know, this, that, and the other, this piece of equipment, that would just make all the difference. No, it fucking wouldn't. Content is king, and you are the content. So if your content's not good, it doesn't matter if it's powered by a $300 million, you know, audio chain. It doesn't fucking matter what the baseline of your content is. If the content's good, people will watch. Nobody cares what your equipment is. Yeah, that's not how it works. So, very true.
The Stinky Meat Project.
What? This name.
StinkyMeat.net is probably one of the strangest, most disgusting websites hidden in the corners of the internet. It's not necessarily disturbing, just incredibly weird.
.net. Dude, .net is so old. What websites still use fucking .net domains? Oh, shit, my bad. This is what happened in the summer of 2000 when I took 3 kinds of meat, 19 days, and 1 million maggots and stuck them in the yard of my unwitting neighbor. Of course, the neighbor eventually found the meat in his yard. Fortunately, I wasn't arrested, so I was free to do it all over again the following summer. The site answers burning scientific questions such as, where do maggots come from? What's that smell? How long can a plate of rotting meat sit in a neighbor's yard without him noticing and calling the police? I know, I have too much time on my hands. I always complain about not having enough time, yet I continue to do dumb crap like this. Go figure.
Site's description: the Stinky Meat Project was created in the summer of 2000 by a guy named Malin Smith, who thought it would be a good idea to take 3 different kinds of meat, put them on a plate, and place them in his neighbor's yard to see what would happen if he left the meat to rot. Long story short, because he never got arrested for his antics in his neighbor's yard, he decided to turn the Stinky Meat Project into something a little bit bigger. Over the years, Malin Smith and a couple of his friends have been taking different kinds of raw meat and documenting what happens when they leave the meat in random locations such as libraries, malls, parks, backyards, and even on top of their computers. The whole project consists of them going back to the meat they've left in different locations, checking to see how disgusting it gets over time, and uploading the pictures to their site, as well as some descriptions of what they had to go through for the meat to end up where it did. There doesn't seem to be much more to it. The sheer effort they've put into the whole thing is pretty insane. Over time, Malin and his friends have even made some merch with the Stinky Meat Project logo on t-shirts, and it appears they even had a bit of a fan base at their peak. It seems the project is no longer active, but the website definitely
Dude, this is like prehistoric nuisance streaming right here.
still is, and probably will be for a while.
Yeah, that's fucking super bizarre. But I mean, that just seems like some stupid internet thing that somehow caught on. That just seems like trolling. Nuisance trolling, you know?
Floating Chinese City. In 2015, a video of what appeared to be a floating city in the clouds above the Chinese city of Foshan started
That looks
circulating
fake as hell.
everywhere online, and after it was covered in several news stations around the world, all kinds of theories started surfacing regarding the video's origin. The quality of the video itself is pretty bad, but because it was allegedly shot on a cloudy day, it doesn't immediately look fake. Despite
Yes,
the
it
fact that
does.
even sources like CNN covered it, nobody really knows who shot the video or where it came from, which is pretty strange regardless of whether it's real or not. As you can imagine, as soon as some of the more credible news sources began speculating about the video's origin, people started throwing around all kinds of conspiracy theories, with some people claiming that the footage is undeniable evidence of the so-called Bluebeam project. According to the now deceased
That's the
Canadian
alien
writer
thing,
and
right?
poet Sergei Monast, Project Bluebeam was NASA's effort to broadcast holograms of the second coming of Christ all over the world to implement a totalitarian takeover of Earth by the New World Order. Although this is one of the wilder theories regarding the video's origin for sure, some of the other more credible theories that have also gained traction over the years suggest there's a more plausible explanation for the video of the floating city. According to one of the most believable ones, the floating city could have been a real video of something called a fata morgana, which is basically an optical illusion or a mirage caused by light rays being bent by extremely dense air trapped by alternating layers of warm and cold. This phenomenon sometimes causes boats...
Oh yeah, I have heard of this actually. We actually talked about this in a college course I took called Dangerous Planet. I remember hearing about this.
ships on the ocean to look as if they're floating above the water in the distance,
Yeah,
or
and
that
that
there's
too.
water in the distance on the road. Still, to say the floating city looks anything like what even the most impressive Fata Morgana usually looks like is a huge stretch, suggesting the very real possibility that the video was somehow faked.
I mean, the fucking YouTube channel is UFO Sightings 2010. I'm pretty sure it's fake, my man.
Project Red Sun. In 2012...
Appreciate that, Wang. Jeez, man. Sefric. Oh, Sefric. We were just talking about Sefric because he was in those clips. Vega, Senna, Swix, and Jay Walker Cat. Well, appreciate that, man. Future already gifted 5 earlier, but appreciate that, man. You guys are insane. Oh, are you just dropping by? Yeah, it is getting kind of late. Now Stamp will put on the emo lipstick. Nah, man. I already put it on, bro. Relax with that.
Supposed footage of a secret NASA mission to Mars in 1973 started gaining massive traction online.
Oh, what's up, Vega?
Many people bought into the theory that NASA had launched a covert project codenamed Project Red Sun in the late 60s and early 70s to land human beings on Mars and establish relationships with aliens without the general public noticing. The footage itself starts with a blue screen warning viewers that the video is not meant for public distribution, after which we see 3 minutes of blurry, wobbly footage of the
I'm in your time zone. Got a wedding in the morning. Not much. Ready to lurk. I appreciate that, man. I only lurk in streams that I really like. So if you lurk in my stream, I take it as a sign of respect. So I appreciate that, man.
Mars land.
Also, wish we had a better connection on Street Fighter 4. Last time we played, it was horrendous. But that ain't your fault.
At first glance, it's hard to know what to make of the video, and it's not hard to see why many conspiracy theorists tried to position the footage as proof that NASA had been working with aliens for the past 50 years while keeping the public completely in the dark. Obviously, the most logical explanation is that the video and the theory behind it are fake. Some people have claimed that the footage is the work of the Faking Hoaxer, a small channel on YouTube that has released similar footage.
Wow, the Faking Hoaxer. Reminds me of that one Street Fighter player that was like really well known on Xbox called Mashing Spammer. Gee, I wonder what he's going to do when you run into him. The Faking Hoaxer. Now, this is a reliable YouTube channel right here.
In the past and promoted it as real. It might also be worth mentioning that John Moonwalker, the YouTuber who originally uploaded the video back in 2012, has uploaded similar videos of questionable origin in the past. The most popular video on his channel, uploaded 14 years ago, is titled Apollo 17 Alien Encounter, and it shows some obviously edited footage of a moon landing. So just with that, we have to take everything published by the channel with a grain of salt. A lot of people seem to favor the idea that the footage was created using some of NASA's still images of Mars and manipulating them with some basic editing software. But there are of course people in small pockets of the internet that still believe this is real, despite the overwhelming evidence against it.
Of course, there's always pockets of the internet where they think every fucking little thing is real, and it doesn't matter how absurd it is. The fact that there's still, it doesn't matter how Stamp is sus and Doc is back at DGen stream hours, dude, the universe is healing. It doesn't matter how absurd it is. The fact that there's like staunch flat earth defenders is enough to tell you that. Like, it just is one of those things that will never die, because no matter how absurd certain theories are, people will just refuse to admit that they aren't real. Everything's got to be real. Everything's got to be a conspiracy. It's like, and it's almost like they just want it to be true because that's the more interesting way. Yeah, lizard people, like it's just insane shit, and people will defend it very staunchly because, yeah, Pizzagate, that's another one. And yeah, it's like, even when they're shown evidence, like, I don't even know too much about the whole Pizzagate thing, but even when they're shown evidence of certain things and like deliberately, you know, disproving something that they're saying, they just won't accept it. They won't accept your proof as real. It has to be like, well, where'd you get it? You know, source, context. You know, it's like, your proof is never good enough, but their word is all that it takes. You know, you're supposed to believe them at face value, but when you say anything, oh, no. Source, I'm gonna need a link. Okay? I need a URL. Immediately, I need a URL. Alright, guys. Well, got it from Hillary's email. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and call it here. Like I said, I'm going to be working on some YouTube videos. I'll be out of office the next few days. I'm going to finally start polishing, I'm going to start polishing up the YouTube video that me and Future are working on and get it basically ready to go. And then I'll run the draft by him. We'll get on some calls. We'll get that shit ironed out. And then have other couple exciting debunking Silent Hill myth videos that I'm getting ready to release. So some exciting stuff on the horizon. But for now, I'm going to clock out of my live stream, and I'll be out of office for a few days, but we'll be back after I finish these videos up. Not to fret. In the meantime, is Gummy live? She is not live. Well, I haven't rated Enigma in a long time, so go check out an Eternal Enigma. He's one of the kind of gold standard horror streamers, and he's doing a playthrough of Death Stranding, an amazing game. So tell him I said hi, drop my man's a sub, drop him a follow for sure. He's an excellent streamer. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and break the chains on room 302, and I'm going to free everybody in 3, 2, 1.